Yo, 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 welcome to the Lunchtime Special Podcast, Hit and Run, hosted by your two favorite heavy hitters, Ronan and Fearless. This is where real talk meets real life as these two powerhouses break down the latest in entertainment, travel, relationships, and finance. You know it's going to be raw, unfiltered, and straight up blunt. When these two get together, you better believe truth bombs are dropping and bars are being laid down. So grab your lunch, settle in, and get ready for 60 minutes of pure fire storytelling and hard-hitting insight on the events of today from their point of view. Buckle up, folks, sit down and grab your lunch. It's about to get real.
Oh, yeah, it's real, baby. It's real.
You damn straight about that. Hey, each one of us sitting on this panel is in another part of the country. That's outstanding. So this goes right in line with the topic of the day. The topic of the day is the truth about living abroad full time. Real-time costs, cultural shocks, revealed things you didn't anticipate, things you should have brought that you forgot. We're going to try to lay it out as best we can. I'm in the Philippines. We got our boy Racket Club down at the bottom. He's in Salvador Bahia, Brazil.
Yes,
and
sir.
then we got our boy Fearless is traveling with the fam, and they're out in Dominican Republic right now. So how's the weather in your guys' spot out there?
Well, let's see.
Yeah, let's check this out.
He about to flip the camera around and just embarrass everybody. Seaside, Go ahead, flip the camera around. I already know. See, trying to do too much on that phone.
Damn, he done lost us.
Yeah, that's that one thing about traveling. That's one thing you don't anticipate when you travel. Internet connections, everything else have factors in it. While we waiting for Fearless to come back, go ahead, Matthew.
Oh man, it's beautiful right now. It's probably like 80 something degrees. It's actually considered wintertime in Brazil, but it's not like winter. You know what I'm saying?
Close to the beach. I've been flying my drone from here. So
here, I don't know about my internet reception, but yeah, we outside. It's blue skies.
Okay, I see y'all.
I'm probably about like 4 blocks away from the beach. I ain't that close, but it's cool. I'm in a good little spot. I'm right by the convention center and all that. But this the old convention center. The new convention center is like down the street. I'm close to the malls and all that shit. But yeah, it's cool, man. Beautiful day so far.
Okay. And Fearless, go ahead. What's your weather like down there?
Man, right now it's about 87, but it's going to get hot. It gets a little humid here, so but no, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. It's 81. It feels like 87, and today's high will be about 85 with 24% humidity. It always say rain here, but because it rains somewhere every day. It's going to rain 5 minutes, and then that's it.
Yeah, I get that a lot too. Unfortunately, fellas, I am nowhere near water. I am smack dab dead in the middle of the biggest island, Luzon, which is the main island with Manila and everything else. But I'm central north of Manila, about a 50-mile flight from the main airport into this small, and I swear to God, it's a small airport. I mean, one room airport with a little ass, like, I don't even know why they do it. They could have just brought the bags in the room, but they got a little trolley thing to let your bag come through on the conveyor belt so you can pick it up. That's how big that airport is. You literally walk off the tarmac down a wire or metal steps, walk into the building, grab your bags, and walk out the front door. There ain't no reception. The reception's out the front door.
Hey, real quick, Ronan, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and come back in. I found out when I flip the camera, that's what messes up my audio on here. So you just sound a little done. So I'll go ahead and talk. I'll be back in 5 seconds.
No problem, brother. So out in a province area, not so bad, very quaint town, lot of trikes. They don't even have Grab here.
They don't have
no
what?
Grab. No Grab, no kind of car service. You don't have a car or a bike, you just shit out of luck.
Damn,
You
you know,
know
when time, that's some Indiana Jones shit right there.
Yeah, man. Good morning to everybody showing up. We just getting started here. We're going to be talking about some good things here and people's personal experience. As time go on, we definitely want to get other people involved that are traveling and have been in certain places. I know Marty is in Brazil as well, and some other folks. So we just want to tell the real about expectations, because a lot of things is you think one thing, but then when it's not a vacation and you're actually trying to live overseas, I'm gonna tell you right now, I packed my whole house up. I sold everything that was big. I put what the basic minimum of everything I ever wanted to keep in my life in a storage unit. Everything else got sold. My car is being stored by a friend of mine. Everything else sold. Sold. You know what I mean? So my life is in those suitcases. What about you, Racket? How did you do it?
Shoot, I did it very similar, man. I sold my car.
Dang, you went so far as to sell your car, so you never coming back.
Well, you know, I'm gonna come back to like visiting and stuff like that, but I'm on a mission. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't just about me being in beautiful exotic places, but
right.
You know, I like this. I like the lifestyle. You know, working remotely and being able to travel. But I love Brazil. Like, it's not my first time here, so like I kind of knew what I was getting into. And hell, that car, man, F that car. I had a older BMW. I got tired of repairing that thing all the time, man. So I was gonna get a new one anyway. So I was like, I might as well just sell this thing. And you know, with the money you're able to save being in these other countries, whenever I do come back, I'll be in a better shape than I ever was. So I didn't really. I don't care, man. All that materialistic stuff. That's another reason why I left, man. Like I don't care about a lot of stuff like that.
That's more. Another thing. You start forgetting. You just, man, that's not important. Couch, different things. That's not important. I don't need that. Especially when we start looking at sizes of things. Like that's a lot of storage space for that one thing. I can buy that by the time I come back. If I paid storage unit for something bigger, like why would I keep that? I can go buy a whole nother one by the time I come back. You know. Some of the things I was talking about on Andre's show, like by the time you get back, you should be saving so much money. You should be debt free, damn near $800, 800 point credit score. You shouldn't have any problems because you're living for far less. So you have plenty of time to pay off your debts and get your shit in order before coming back, if you choose to come back. You know,
that's the whole purpose right there, man. You know, to be better. And another thing, me being here, I'm learning new skills, new trades. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I came here just doing sales, but I'm learning cybersecurity. You feel me? Like I'm getting into other fields. So
Big Gans, they had to say BMW, break my wallet. Trust me, I know.
Yep. A broke man worry, a black man's worries. Yeah, man. I had that was my baby. I had that car for a minute, like, but that shit was a nightmare. It was always something going on, and something would always happen before I had a vacation. Like I remember when I went to Colombia years ago, the first one went to Brazil, like the week before, power steering would go out, or you know, a water pump, anything that happens like $1,000 or so. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I did know about BMWs and their costs, man. I mean, any luxury car, when you get it into the dealership to get anything fixed, it's over with. They're gonna rape the heck out of you. Pause. You know, but yeah, I get it. So big things must go, especially if you're planning on living abroad. You know, the main question we're going to ask at the end, is it worth it? But don't answer that now. We're going to go through a lot of different things. And at the end, you know, formulate an answer on basically, was it worth it? You know, what you're doing now versus what your life was here in the United States before you left. You know what I mean? So everybody in the chat, I'd be interested, especially the ones that are abroad. I think Marty is definitely full-time overseas. I can't tell what that flag is. For some reason, it's not showing.
It's a Brazilian flag. It's my homie, Marty. He just represents Brazil.
Yeah, Marty. Yeah, I thought he was in Brazil. I think I know who he is. But anyway, so today, like I said, we're going to get into cost of living things you should have anticipated before you got on the plane, and then you get here and you're like, damn, I needed that, or damn, I didn't need this, because weight matters. How many bags did you travel with, Bracket?
Man, I got my big ass suitcases on my balcony right now, man. I came with 2 big suitcases, a smaller one too. And to be honest, I didn't need to bring all this stuff, man. Like, I got clothes I ain't worn yet. You know, I packed too many personal shit. You know, I was acting like as if they don't sell a lot of toiletries here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the biggest thing. If I could go back in time, I was like, man, I would have just stocked up once I arrived. You know what I'm saying? Like, shoes. I brought too many shoes, even though I love shoes. But hell, I wear flip flops every day here because it's so hot. So, you know, and another thing, I don't like to look like American all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could be a good thing and a bad thing because you get targeted. And
exactly.
You know, when you're in a place like Brazil, you don't want to be that target like that. You know, they're gonna be hustling your ass left and right, stuff like that. So, you know, next time, you know, after I go back to America and come back, you know, like to visit my family and stuff, I'm not going to be packing my whole life like that. Like I'm a little bit more smarter. The main thing is electronics, though. 'Cause electronics are super expensive out here. So
exactly.
You know, but I got a work computer I got to return, and I ain't sent it back yet. I was like, I'll wait till they'll get.
Oh wow, how you're gonna have to send that post like?
Nah, they just gonna get it when I come to visit America. That shit too expensive. Forget all that.
So yeah, I think I came with one large suitcase, one medium-sized suitcase, that Pelican container I told you I had that has all my electronics in it, and a big ass backpack. That was it. That was my whole life in bags. Everything else was either in storage or I sold it.
Yeah, man, I got my stuff in storage in Louisville, Kentucky, man, and one in Louisville, one in Ohio. Both parents, you know.
So Fearless, we kind of talked offline a little bit on you possibly anticipating maybe doing something similar with the family to downsize and kind of utilize some of the advantages of you know, maybe going back and forth to DR, or maybe staying there 6 months and 6 months. What are you kicking around now that you've been down there? Are you kind of feeling it out even more, or are you more apt to want to?
I talked to one of my buddies that I told you about, and one thing is he's really into fitness. You know, he's about maybe 68, but still flexible, still eats right. I was over his place yesterday, and the one thing I noted is very different that we talked about is just how you eat. And just for those reasons, I think if you're trying to get into longevity, it would be wise to move. So I've looked at some places. You know, I think you lose some conveniences, you know, that we're accustomed to. You know, if you want something today, you get it today. You know, you go to Amazon and do that. So those are the conveniences you lose. But there's so much more that you gain. Well, I think as Americans, one thing that we get is stressed out. You know, that's one thing him and I was talking about, high blood pressure, and a lot of it comes from stress. Because we live in a place where we just need it now. I need to get here. I need to do this. Everything is last minute, you know, fast. When you live out of the country, they don't work in that type of time zone. I'll tell you an example. It's weird. I took the family to the resort, right? Now, I tell them, we're going to leave, you know, we had a meeting spot, and we're going to leave to go to the resort before the resort at 12 o'clock. Now, the grandmother kept emphasizing this. Hey, he's American. You guys got to be there at 12 o'clock. Americans don't like when you're late. He said 12 o'clock. That means y'all got to be there at 12 o'clock. So it's almost like they triple emphasize, because if you say 12 o'clock somewhere, that may mean 12:15, 12:30, 12:45, you know, when we all show up. And even though that was emphasized, it was still late. But it just goes to show how they think of Americans, how we always have to be, we always in a rush. We always trying to get somewhere. And we never had that place where we actually just look around and enjoy the moment.
Right.
We on the beach, we still trying to do everything. It's like a routine. We got to do this instead of just observing the moment. With all that said, that would be the driving force to get me to go somewhere. So now it's just where I like to go. I like to be somewhere, even on the island, somewhere in the mountains somewhere. I can get some goats, get some chickens. Man, I tell you what, the price of eggs here ain't the same price that's in the United States. The eggs in the United States, you get a dozen eggs, it's almost $5. You're not paying that here. So I am looking for a place thereafter. So, yes.
Now, with me and my transition, I mean, we've been talking about this since last year. I think almost to the day, May, I was supposed to take my first trip down here. And I put it off. Remember, I put it off till August. Then I rethought it and I said, I'm going to put it off a little longer. So almost a year to the day, I left May the 5th, Cinco de Mayo this year. So almost a year it took for me to get to the point where I had everything in line, understanding what I was going to do before getting on that plane and make it permanent. If I had left last year, it would have just been for a couple of weeks. And then I would have had to come back. Now, I ain't going back. I've already renewed my visa for the first time after 30 days. So, and I've already learned that visa process. I can do 2 months at a time. And then I'm looking at doing my permanent resident visa, which can get done very quickly as a military veteran here in the Philippines. So that's going to vary based on country. But from this country, as a veteran, I have an advantage. So I can get that done very cheaply. I don't have to put $20,000-$30,000 in the bank being a military veteran. All I have to do is prove a stable income and $1,500 in a local bank. That's it for me. So have you looked into your residency visa? Because Racket, you've been down here, been down in Brazil for how long?
Man, I've been here for 5 months, so I'm going into my last month. I'm able to be here on a tourist visa, and I had to get some documents expedited over here so I could become a student. But it's not that easy, man. It's a process, man. I got my girl helping me out. So
right. Have you looked into any agencies to help you? And if they were trying to run you up, some agencies kind of scam you out of money and saying, hey, we can help you, streamline getting your process done, but then they overcharge the hell out of you to do simple paperwork. So what's that been looking like for you?
No, I haven't gone through no agencies. You just gotta spend that bread on getting going to school, basically, for real. But they have public universities and private universities. I came across some of them language schools, and they were trying to crack my head talking about $400 a month. I'm like, fuck that. I'm sorry, excuse my language. But,
I mean, it's okay. It's been after 30. I think you only have to wait 3 minutes. We're good.
Oh, okay. But yeah, man, I ain't spending no $400 a month, and I came here to to live easy and stuff like that. But I got a little time. My girls helped me out a lot. So whatever happens, man. I'm like one of them guys. Whatever happens, but I'm not going back to the United States. Put it like that.
So you're prepared to take that hop and then fly back in. Can you reset your tourist visa once you leave the country? Can you reset it again? Or
I think I have to wait 6 months or so. But I'm surrounded by other countries, so it's not like
Well, your girl ain't gonna be happy about that though, right?
Yeah, I mean, but she'll probably be with me. That's my girl. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I ain't about to be a solo dolo like that. So,
okay. So it's something serious.
Yeah. If it wasn't serious, I wouldn't be having her on videos and stuff like that. I'll be like them other guys. The other guys that be on the beach doing interviews and shit like that. But I got more of a wholesome channel. I'm showing
No, I got you. Now, I mean, let's go ahead and talk about that since Fearless is in here. Your vetting process, my vetting process, the girl I was talking to, I've been talking to almost a year and a few months before even stepping on a plane. To even come out this way, to venture, even investigating or even taking that a little bit further. We got another brother that should be joining us, Style King Marco. He's kind of did it in reverse from what we did. What was your process in vetting the girl that you with? Did you meet her prior, or did you meet her when you first got there and you were doing the swipe thing, swipe right, swipe left, and you just lucked up? What was your deal?
Man, to be honest, I never used no Tinder. Far as like, I never been successful nowhere. Like, I don't like Tinder. I'm more of a in-person type of person. You know what I'm saying? But like, I meet women through like things that I'm interested in. Like, far as I was learning the language, so they have like these programs you could use. Like language exchange and stuff like that.
Right.
And, we were just language partners at first, just, practicing language. And, the more you communicate with somebody, kind of get to know them, you start asking questions and stuff. And I was like, man, oh, girl seemed cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a homebody. She ain't no party chick or nothing like that. And, you could kind of vet, like, it wasn't like she was the first person I ever talked to or anything like that. And you'd be like, damn, some of these other persons you talking to, they kind of out there and stuff like that, which is, it's cool. Like, I wasn't really doing that to, find anybody. It just happened to, turn out that way. And, yeah, man, like, we just kept practicing, and eventually I got her phone number, and yeah, it went like that. But, it's not my first time in Brazil. It's not my first time traveling or ever dating a woman from another country. I was doing that when I lived in the United States. I don't live in Orlando, Florida. I live in Los Angeles, Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? I kind of got that look where nobody knows where the hell I'm from. So they come up to me, be speaking languages and shit. So they already think I'm somebody else. So I'm kind of used to it. So, yeah, man, I just always been open to it, because I mean, hell, I'm mixed of different shit already. You know what I'm saying? My dad's black and Korean. My mom's she's black, a mixture of other things I don't even know about. She light skinned. So
that's a quite a mix. That's quite a mix. So you're able to blend into the locals pretty well, probably in Salvador.
Oh yeah, man. It's a gift and a curse, man. Like, it's a good thing and a bad thing, because
they're gonna impress you on their language.
Yeah, but the thing is, they think I'm already Brazilian, so they start coming talking to me fast. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, yo, slow down a little bit. But it's cool, man. Like, I ain't had no problems. That's why I love it here.
Right.
But yeah, like, far as like, back to, like, far as vetting women, man, like, you got to use your common sense. You can't, don't leave your common sense at the airport. It's the same shit like you back home, man. Like, everybody just got these fantasies, like, hell.
They try to force it, man. And that's what I was telling a lot of people when I first got here in May. They were like, you see your girl yet? I said, man, stop. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. I'm not running up in here to get some pussy. I'm here to stay for a while. You get what I'm saying? Yep. Let me get my resources and things set up. I went by the embassy, went by the VA hospital, figured out what I needed to do to get those resources going and everything else. And then after I acclimated for 30 days here, or damn near, I got on a plane and flew out to the province. My girl knew I was here, but it wasn't just about her. It's about me.
Yeah, a lot of people got it the other way around.
Right. And if that situation didn't work out, I'm stuck, right? Because I'm relying on her or whatever. No, you don't do that as a man. You don't put yourself in a situation where you have to rely on anybody but yourself. Yeah, you can build a team around you. You can have a circle of trust after a while. But initially, when you hit the ground, you need to be able to stabilize yourself, because ain't nobody going to come running to help you. All your friends and family somewhere else. You got to have that mindset. When you get to these countries, you just can't go run and go try to plow into some pussy first time you land. You just don't do that.
Yeah, that kind of lets you know how their mindset is back home, though, man. You could tell they lacking something back home if they desperate like that, you know?
Right. I know. Okay, Fearless, let's check out your sound and everything.
Good.
I know you've been listening, even though you've been messing with your mic and everything.
Yeah, when I use this DJI, I guess I was using one of the apps, so it was taking the sound. It was using the sound like on 2 different apps, so that was the issue. So it's a little different. So I'm back better. I can hear you. You don't sound like you whispering in my ear, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a real good thing because I ain't trying to whisper in no man's ear. So you've been kind of listening to the conversation. You have any input right now on the process of how we're getting into the country? Yeah. I know you stayed in Brazil.
It's different for others. Like for me, I looked into it, and there's 2 ways I can get residency here. The more immediate way is a business. So even though I'm married to a Dominican, I would have to like do some type of business. If not, then I would have to live here for actually 2 years. So 2 years would give me residency here. I have a friend that has done that. The weird thing is my daughter can get residency here almost immediately. So she can get dual citizenship, even though she's born in the United States. So I think that's something I'm gonna work on for that. But I don't, but I think I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. You'll get a lot of benefits because of that. But I don't get into their politics. Politics here is real. Man, I mean,
hey, same thing in the Philippines. Believe me, you can't even talk about it. Yeah. You should not. You should just leave it alone.
They shoot each other, man. Like on those days, on election day. I mean, people get into it so bad they go at each other. So I stay out of the politics. There's questions I ask. If I was a politician, I would change a whole lot of things, but I try to stay out of the politics. Other things, I'll just tell real quick some of my experience since I've just been here. I went to the dentist, and I think they do a thorough job. Like in the States, I had a great dentist that was pretty good. And then when he retired, I just went to like one of those factory dentists, those chains, and you just get in, out. They don't really tell you anything. The dentist I went to here really took some time and say, oh, here's what we can do. Here's the structure. It was more of a relationship. That was the same when I went to the doctor here. Like I had a sonogram, and they were questioning some things like, why are they taking care of this in the U.S.? Why aren't they doing this? And they didn't do a sonogram. They didn't do these things. I'm like, no. So I actually spent a lot of time with the medical doctor there instead of just being out. Like when I did my physical in the States, I'm telling you, I was in and out the doctor. I think it took them longer to draw blood than I seen the doctor. It was like, oh, good, walk, okay, here your knee can go up and down, and all right, good. You feel okay? Great. I mean, no, nothing really there. They did some blood, and I think he wrote something up, but it was never in an intense moment to say, all right, here's how we can really take care of your health. It was like a number.
Real quick while you're talking, was that private insurance that you had in the country, or did you bring your own private insurance? Or
no, this is just going to the going to the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even the private. I guess here what I found in the United States is I can pay for something and it's still not mine. And what I mean by that is like my x-rays or my exams, they don't really give it to me. They give it to the doctor, and it's hard to try to get your information. Here, it was mine. It was like, when you bought it, it's yours. They may send a copy to the doctor, but it's actually yours. So you get more of a thorough examination to say, what's really wrong, what you can, not only what's wrong, what are some solutions to make it better? And even the dentist I went to, like I was going to do some bleaching and shit, like, she showed me the scale of like the teeth where they're white. And she's like, you're right here between the second and the third. She's like, if you go to the first, they look fake. And that's where the fake ones look at. You're like, why you trying to go there? And so it's just a different mentality that I think that in the United States, it gets you in and out, and I don't think they really care. And here it's more of a holistic approach.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, brother. Oh, another thing, real quick. Like I said, it's more of a holistic approach here. In the United States, if I need something from the pharmacy, I got to get like a prescription. I got to go through all these things. Here, you can actually just go to the pharmacy and get something. It's kind of crazy. They don't have that same mentality. I know that I met a guy who was doing some medical procedure, and they were giving him like Vicodin or Percocet or some drugs like that. They're like, well, how many do you want? And he looked like, what do you mean, how many I want? Like
exactly.
I got to get more than what you. And so his eyes lit up like I can get more than 2 or 3, so, and you don't see that same addiction, because it's still more about health. Yeah, I think Law of Tripping is right, man. It is a business here. It is in the United States. It is a business, and it's all about trying to get your money, but not the result. And how can I keep you coming back to me instead of actually healing?
Right. Real quick, I want to shout out Andre from Love Crossing Borders. Appreciate the love. The 40,000 Colombian, I don't know what that is. Colombian peso?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good morning, gents. Great point, Fearless. Our health and longevity is paramount. You have said no better words than that. That's one of the greatest reasons why you won't want to live outside the country.
You know, crazy thing, when the daughter was born, the doctor not prescribed, but you go to the doctor and she said, "Oh, you need to get these baby vitamin D drops." And the wife was trying to bring it when we came here, and I was like, "Have you looked outside? This is free."
Mm-hmm.
That little bottle was like $8. I'm like, it's free.
Oh, that's saying that baby about to get you. You ain't need no vitamin D drops right now.
Mm-mm.
As much as I'm walking, I have to take vitamin D as well because I don't hang out in the sun as much. I don't have to do that now. I get my steps in the sun, so I'm good. Hey, Andre, if you have time, brother, I would love to send you the link because we are talking about ideas of expat life and cost and cultural shocks, things you didn't anticipate. If you have time for a couple minutes, love to have you come up. If not, we understand you are a busy man and you got your own shows to run as well. So appreciate the love. Thank you very much. And so go ahead. I'm sorry. What about you, Racket?
Man, that's funny. You guys mentioned dental care. I just got my wisdom tooth pulled back on Thursday, and it just made me realize how much of a scam USA is, bro. Because like I've been needing this done for a long time, man. And the insurance that I had through my jobs, there was on some BS, man. Like far as what's that stuff called where they put you to sleep?
Anesthesia.
Yeah, they was saying that I had to get the anesthesia and like the network. I had to like go to like Cincinnati, like these other cities to get it done, and I had to have somebody to drive me and all this BS, and I kept delaying it. And like when you let it just sit there, you get infections and they get like swollen and stuff like that. And here in Brazil, man, I paid $130 to get it pulled out on Thursday, and they was talking like thousands of dollars back home. And then my insurance didn't even cover all that, so it was like a big scam. They didn't even have to put me under anesthesia; they just numbed it up real good. It took about 20 minutes, and far as like the X-ray was like $30 prior, but yeah, man, that's why my face look a little swollen right now. But man, I'm all for it. Like I'm about to get more stuff done after this heals up. And everybody takes care of themselves down here, man. That's one of the main reasons why I love living here in South America. Like, it's not just, women and stuff like that, man. It's like the food I'm eating. I go jogging on the beach. I'm always outside. I meet people by playing sports. I'm active again. Like I'm not so much in the house like I used to be. Like if anything, I'm watching live streams on my phone or stuff like that. But doing a lot of things I would have never done back in Ohio.
Hey, where are you from in Ohio? You from Ohio?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Dayton.
Okay.
But I lived
Right
in
at
Columbus.
Air Force Base.
Yeah, man. I think I talked to you in the chat before, but I used to live in Columbus as well, man. On Long Street, the east side.
Okay, it was on the east side over there. Yeah, I know Long
Yeah,
Street.
yeah. I was like right before it got like real bad on the east side. You know what I'm saying? Like right by the art museum and all that kind of stuff.
I was from the bad area. I was from Fifth Avenue. So
hey, but I love the C bus, man. Like, I'm Ohio player throughout, you feel me? But yeah, I had to get up out of there. I can't stand the winter times, stuff
it's
like
a little
that.
cold. It's cold.
So let's get into some of this. What are some of your?
Let me see if I can show this real quick because we talking about this.
All right.
I don't know how much you'll be able to see it, so I'm gonna try. So this is just a fruit stand, right? So this is basically my morning. I go here every morning, and I get a big tray of mango, banana, pineapple, watermelon. I'm talking about one of those things you take. When you leave a restaurant, they give you the to-go plate. I get one of those. It cost me $1.50.
Damn.
It's crazy to me how in the United States you can buy a Big Mac or you can buy soda that is more expensive than natural fruit. It's cheaper here in the Caribbean to get fruit. In the United States, it's the complete opposite. You can go through the drive-through at Wendy's, you can go through that, and it's much cheaper for you to eat bad in the United States than it is to eat good. You get a big platter of fruit. Yeah.
I just got a yellow watermelon. My girl's father brought it over. I ain't never seen a yellow watermelon in my life. It freaked me out, but it tastes the same. I don't know how many people seen that, but it's crazy.
Yeah, that's exotic right there, man. The first time I had grapes here in Brazil, man, I almost cried because it tasted like the grapes. For real, man, I almost cried because
he said he had a spiritual awakening when he ate a grape.
I did. It was better than pussy, man, because like
that's a big claim.
It was, man, because it reminded me of my childhood. Cause my grandpa used to have a grapevine, in the backyard, and you could make wine out of his grapes. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And like these are the grapes that I'm eating. It ain't none of that steroid, one of them big old fat, type of grapes. And I think I spent like 75 cents for a big old thing of grapes. And back home, they're like $7. You go somewhere like Kroger's or somewhere like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is what I came here for. Like the little things, you know what I'm saying? Like the natural stuff. And because that stuff is just not even accessible. You go to like Whole Foods or somewhere, but you spending an arm and a leg just to get some regular stuff, and it's not even guaranteed that's going to be real. So,
Jay Clyde, I know Jay is saying about the watermelon. The crazy thing is, something has changed. I have a family reunion in Mississippi, and there used to be a dude who drive a pickup truck full of watermelons, and they would stop at every little, I want watermelon. You just pick them out the truck. Cheap, you getting it straight from the garden. Now, I don't even remember watermelons being sweet no more. I didn't like mangoes until I came to Caribbean. Like you said, man, I ate a mango. I was like, God damn. It's that like pussy, man. You sucking on it like it's crazy. I can't get enough of this mango. Because in the States, you're accustomed to anytime you want a sugar high, you got to get a candy bar, some Snickers, Reese Cups. It's not like that when you're out of the country. You want the sugar high, you can get natural fruit. And that takes care of it all. And the fruit seems so much sweeter than any kind of chocolate or candy you can get.
Yeah, man, I don't even eat no candy. If I eat candy, I'm getting sick. You know, I'm so used to eating fruits now, and that's all I have is like meats, fruits, you know, like rice and stuff like that, you know, beans, stuff like that. But you know, I went to McDonald's one time. I took my girlfriend out there, her and her little brother, and man, I felt sick as hell. And you know, another thing, like you mentioned, I spent more money on McDonald's on buying like a Happy Meal, me and my girl's meal than it is to go to a steakhouse. I was like, this is insane, man. It's so backwards.
That's crazy.
Like,
more than a steakhouse?
Well, not like a super expensive steak, but like
Right.
yeah, more than like me and my girl eat steak. You know, when we get steak, rice, beans, and a salad. You know, it's cheaper than going to McDonald's for 3 people. You know.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Most
yeah,
of the thing when I see people here in McDonald's, they just ordering the ice cream. So you know they got a cone or some type of sundae or something like that. I never see them getting a meal. It's always like a dessert of some sort.
The McDonald's down there, their ice cream makers actually work. You know that's the running McDonald's up here.
Let me tell you, not actually work. There's a place that's in Santiago that, you know, there's a McDonald's inside. And I think they do this in Brazil too, because I've seen it in Rio. They actually have a separate section that you walk up just for ice cream. It's not in the store. It's like you go in the store, but right on the outside is they just make the ice cream for you. So if you want a cone, you don't go in the store to order. You can go right there. So their ice there, you talking about always work? It better work because that's what the people are getting here.
You got it like that for Burger King too, man. The sobremesa, that you know, they little desserts. But I didn't come here to eat no desserts, to be honest, man. I came here for some good old organic, real food, man. Like my girl, she loves sweets and like cakes. You know, it's crazy. Brazilians love cake, man. They eat cake for breakfast and shit. And like, I didn't want to offend her family when I stayed over there for a couple of days, but I'm like, yo, this ain't what I came here for. I'm trying to trim up a little bit, get a beach body. I ain't trying to be eating no cake. But yeah.
Hey, tell me this. Do you find that the cake over there is not as sweet? Because in DR, the cake isn't sweet. You know, when I brought cake from the States,
it ain't sweet here. I noticed that. Yeah.
In the States, it's like pure sugar. They're like, oh man, this is just sugar. It's not sweet here.
Man, I tell you, they trying to kill us the fast way in the United States. They're giving us everything.
I can tell you, cake is sweet in the Philippines. They ain't even playing. Okay, certain drinks are just overly sweet here. But real quick, I kind of want to get into some talking points because I want to give people a reality check, and that's the first point I want to talk about: expectation versus reality. Maybe some dreams or day-to-days that you guys, when you first moved over, did you feel like you were getting homesick, mundane logistic issues that you had to deal with, what your initial expectation was versus you're not in America, everything ain't hurry. What's the reality once you get there on how their processes work, how their government processes work when you're dealing with immigration and different things like that? Did it stack up to what you thought it was going to be, or was it more difficult or easier?
Who want to go first?
Go ahead, Racket, because he's been in Salvador for a while. So,
so we want to talk about like culture shocks and stuff like that and adapting. Yeah. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like with me, man, like it's not really a lot that I miss. You know, the biggest things, far as like that I miss back home is like, you know, having accessibility to like electronics and stuff like that. Like electronics are super expensive. That's why like phone robberies is like number one here, you know, because iPhones are worth so much. But far as like Brazil is just like United States. For everybody that ain't never been to Brazil, it's not like it's not like a poor country like that. You know, you definitely got people that don't have money, but they got everything like they got back home, man. Like the culture is very similar. You know, they got nice cars, you know, Porsche dealerships, BMWs, Range Rovers. You know, the shopping malls are good. I mean, we don't have like Ralph Lauren stores and stuff like that. You know, it's different cultures. Like they really like Lacoste, you know, with the alligator. They like that brand, but it's just materialistic stuff, man. If you don't like, you know, you go past all that stuff, I feel like I'm back in the United States, man. Like, you know, it's very similar cultures, especially like if you're African American, man. Like if you're African American, you feel like you in Atlanta or somewhere. It don't matter what shade you are either. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's another thing I love here. Like, it's very diverse. Like, not even just as far as being African American, but like you got all people blending in together, man. You got a lot of Japanese people. You got a lot of European people as well, man. You know, it's like USA. You just speaking different languages. Um, you know, so I ain't really missed a beat. You know, the only thing like far as like I get sometimes I miss fried food, man. Like I miss fish fries. I miss like some fried chicken. You know, the Italian food ain't the best here, but I like to cook, so I get down. But I miss Mexican food. Mexican food is like exotic here. You can't get salsa, you can't get tacos and shit like that. There's no Mexican food whatsoever. There's no
Wow.
there's really no Chinese food either. Like Japanese is the main Asian thing here. It's either that or Korean, and that's it. But I like to cook, so I ain't really like missing out like that. I just gotta like substitute some things because they don't sell soy sauce, so I use soju sauce. Excuse
Oh,
me.
wow.
Yeah, man. But you know, I miss my family, but you know, they doing their own thing, man. So like, I've always since I've been 19, I've been living away from home. You know, like I'm from Ohio, but I lived in Florida, Los Angeles for like long periods of time. So I've always been like a wanderer. You know what I'm saying? That's why like traveling overseas ain't a big deal to me because I've always, you know, been far as hell from home. You know, like I don't have problem with meeting new people, and you know, I like to get lost and figure my way out, man. And I'm like a hustler. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't gonna take me long to figure things out. So it's just another day for me. Yeah, but it's cool. I definitely highly recommend Brazil, but it's not for everybody. This is more of a place where you kind of have to be extroverted a little bit. You can't be afraid to you know, go out and talk to people and mess up, because I know the language barrier is the biggest thing that keep people from traveling here. You know, it's not like that, you know, because it's easier to know Spanish, you know, than pick up Portuguese. But you definitely got to have some type of personality. You can't just be shacked up in an Airbnb either. So it's a different culture. But yeah, it's pretty cool for me.
What about you, Fearless?
Oh, I got a whole list of things. It's a culture shock. Let's start one with the traffic. You know, this VR is different, man. There is no rules to traffic. The lines in the street don't mean anything. It can be one lane and you got 3 cars trying to get into this one lane. And you are so close to the people. I'm not talking about like, oh, you like close. Now you can reach out and just touch the passenger. I took a picture of the parking spaces here too. The parking spaces are so close together. You can't get out your car. You basically, like before I would pull in, I had to say, get out the car so I can pull in the spot and then
So
get
you
out.
could get out. Right.
Man, I don't understand it. That makes no sense to me. I don't like the traffic laws here because there's no such thing as like vehicular homicide. You like
What?
you like hit somebody with a car, or you driving drunk. You know, it's you know, you might pay a fine, but there's no like jail sentence for that.
That's
Very
wild.
yeah, that's wild. Here is very political. I'll give you an example. When the wife worked here, I'll say that the political, they go by colors, you know. So the purple was in. So she worked for like the government, and you know, I'm not talking about like an official high level secretary position. I'm just talking about, say you work at a hospital. When the government changes, y'all lose your jobs. They
Wow.
bring in their own people. Yes, not like, you know. You know, we say, oh, you got a cabinet position, but you have federal positions that would just stay. No, you get hired by your political affiliation.
Damn.
Even the press, Yes, that's the craziest thing. Taxes.
So they don't just fire you and say you got to reapply. They're like, nope, you're politically not aligned with our president, so you out.
And if you the only way, and if you get a position, it won't like you get a position, it won't be the same position, and you're gonna be like the stepchild, like the ugly stepchild.
Wow.
So that's weird to me. Number two, taxes, man. There's a value added tax at 18%, and then they have a regular tax at like 20%. So I was looking to see how I could bring a car in. So if you bring a car in, one, the car has to be paid for, but then you pay an additional 36% tax to bring that car in. So I always look like, man, how does somebody, because I was like, I wouldn't buy a car here because you're paying the taxes. Now, them taxes, they get you no matter how you bring it in. So I don't know how people do it. And when you got something like, I've seen some Hummers, I've seen some Porsches, and I'm thinking that's $100,000. Man, on top of that, they paying another $36,000. So
you got to be the man to drive a foreign car down there. Like you got to be.
Oh, Philippines is just as bad. Philippines is just as bad. I mean, they don't even have car dealerships. They have offices for the cars. You go in the type of car, and I actually saw a Bentley office for Bentleys and BGC when I was there the first 30 days in BGC. We drove by a Bentley. They actually have Bentleys here. What the fuck? But there's not a Bentley in the dealership. Okay, you walk in. If you want the car that you want, you buy the car first, and then they got to ship it in, and you're going to pay those import taxes and everything else before you actually see your car.
Yeah. That's crazy.
They do not stock cars in that country without somebody actually had paid for it. It's better for you to buy a used car from somebody already paid the import tax than to buy it brand new and have it shipped in there.
Better hit up Facebook.
I just seen somebody put in a comment they was thinking about shipping their motorcycle. So here's the trick, because I had shipped a motorcycle a while ago, a long time ago. You got to take it apart and put it together when it gets here.
Yeah,
because you shipping parts. If they look at, because what they'll do is they'll say, here's the value of, like I had a Hayabusa, and they'll say, here's the value of that. That's different if you ship something in parts. So if you say, oh, I'm just shipping a fender, I'm shipping it, and these are used parts for something, and then you have to put it back together when it gets here. That's how you can get away instead of shipping a whole item. You ship parts. So that would be your way of getting around it. Or what you would do is, that's if you want to live here. What other people do is, if they have a motorcycle, they get it in Puerto Rico. And then there's a ferry that comes from Puerto Rico to the Dominican Republic, and it comes into Santo Domingo. So you'll see a lot of guys that go up to the mountains with their dirt bikes, or there's like a whole crew of Harleys, guys with their Harleys. It might be 30 of them, and they'll come over on their bikes and they'll ride. So you can keep bring your bike from Puerto Rico. I'm saying Puerto Rico because it's just easier there's a ferry that'll just take you over. And they'll bring their bikes over, and they'll go to the mountains with their dirt bikes. They'll go riding Harleys all over. That's the easiest way.
Wow.
Hey, that's crazy. You guys mentioning taxes, man. I forgot all about that. Like the tariffs, like far as importing the United States stuff, man, is out of this world. Like that's one of the killers for me right now. Like, back home, I'm used to being able to buy like Jordans and designer colognes and stuff like that. It's so bad. Like it's a good thing for Brazil, but it's a bad thing for us foreigners because they keep everything in house. You know what I'm saying? Like they make their own products. Like they have their own like skincare products. They got their own clothing brands. They have their own like electronics. Like my refrigerator is not like a Philips or anything like that. They got their own shit. You know what I'm saying? Like their own televisions. So, and you're not always going to get the best quality. Like, that's one thing I kind of miss, some of this stuff is a little like Temu-ish, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'll be for real, man.
They don't have big stuff, like the stove in this place is like a cabinet, it's a tiny stove. The refrigerator isn't big. So everything is on a small scale. But here's what I will say. They say necessity is the mother of all invention.
Mhm.
What I found here is, say your cell phone break or I cracked the screen. Oh, there's some dudes who can fix it.
They can
There's
fix
some
it.
dudes who can brick jail lock. You got a phone, and you're like, oh man, it's locked. I can't get in it. There was a phone I had that I brought from the States. And here's the scam. Here's what they do. People in the United States report a phone stolen or something like that, or it gets stolen and they bring it here. Well, in the States, it gets blocked. Once that phone is stolen, that IME number, you can't use it. I was like, well, how can they use it here? Oh, yeah, they can use it. Them dudes, he went upstairs, he like 3 minutes, unblocked it, did something, did this, like, here you go. So they understand that when they need something, they know how to rig it to get it to work, do something behind the scenes, or do whatever to engineer it. In the States, you pay a lot. It's almost easier to just replace your phone than try to get it fixed. Here, nah, there's shops all over that's what they do. They know they got that little solder machine. They gonna solder it up. Do the connections. That's just how it's gonna work. So, that is one thing you see here. If you have something that needs to be fixed, there's somebody who's gonna be able to fix it. The other thing I don't like here is, this is just DR. They don't eat spicy food. You ain't finding no hot sauce. You ain't finding, nothing that's gonna give you nothing that's warm. Pepper. They yeah. So you're not gonna get that no spicy food here. There's nothing that's gonna be spicy.
It's crazy. Like when you get like a hot sauce here, it's literally like a pepper sauce. It's not like a Frank's or like a Louisiana hot sauce. I mean, it's straight up raw, hot ass pepper. I'm like, God damn, y'all trying to kill me with this shit.
I love it. That's the same thing here in the Philippines. They have pepper sauces and different.
Man, it's so bad. I made my own hot honey. I make my own sauces, man. Like I like I mentioned, I like to cook, man. Like that's one of my businesses I want to have out here is, like something culinary. You know what I'm saying? Like, share my experiences and, give them a little bit of American flavor, but they lacking on stuff like that. Like they don't have. And another thing, so we was talking about tariffs and all that. If you buy like Heinz ketchup, it ain't the same Heinz ketchup you get back in the United States. Like it got a different taste to it. And you look on the label, all they do is just they take the name and slap a label on it, but it's made in Brazil. You know what I'm saying? It's like their own version of it. They just license it, and they got totally different ingredients and all that stuff. And I'm like, yo, this is like such a scam, because they charging you the American price for some half-ass tomato ketchup. You know what I'm saying?
But
and
does it taste better or worse? Because I understand why they do that, because the additives that they have in American products in some countries are outlawed. So they have to change the formula.
It's worse here, man. It don't even last that long. If you don't use all your ketchup in like 2 weeks, it becomes like pink. You know what I'm saying?
That's because the additive to make it shelf life longer, it's not there.
That's crazy.
Take that out. So that's why. So yeah, some products are going to taste great, and some products are going to taste like boo-boo because our taste buds have not adjusted to not having those additives in the food. That's why it's healthier to eat overseas. A lot of the junk they put in our food in America has us programmed to look for that certain flavor. Then flavor ain't necessarily the healthiest thing that we should be eating. So that's why the shelf life for things don't last long, because the additives aren't there. They do change the formulas on a lot of things. So yeah, you have to start retasting things, because of that. And after a while, your taste buds should change. Like when I first got off of sugar, some things were like just overly sweet, that I never thought had sugar in it. And then I looked at the additives, and sure enough, there's sugar in there. So yeah, the bottles of everything that you imagine, if it didn't come straight from America and it's a specialty store in that country, the additives and everything else are going to be different. And you're going to have to run through that quick.
That's definitely a shock, because I love ketchup, man. Like I'm that dude that buy a big ass bottle, and now I'm buying little ones because it ain't worth buying a big one because it's going to expire in like a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, not to show you ketchup. This is what I found here too. They don't like to give out condiments, man.
Oh
Not
no, they
condiments.
yeah, they stingy with that.
Man, you go to a place like, can I get some ketchup? You know, they give you one packet and they look at you crazy if you say, like, can I get another?
Right.
They're not giving, because I guess the people here would take the condiments. You know, we're so used to like, oh, that's just a packet of ketchup. I'm not keeping it. I'm not storing it. You know, but I think that's what they do here. Where people,
I got 2 waffles and I got charged for 2 extra syrup containers because they don't leave the syrup bottle on the table. They give you a little cup with syrup in it that barely even gets your waffle wet.
Yeah.
So you got to eat that waffle halfway dry. I guess they think the syrup's supposed to be a flavor additive, not just something you're supposed to wear over your syrup.
People steal it. You know, in a poor country, people just take the condiments and they would ask for 1,000 just to take home because that's just what they're gonna do.
Hey, back in America, you know, we'll do the same thing. To be honest, we'll go somewhere like McDonald's store, pour some barbecue sauce, and be like, yeah, let's have a party with that. Shit.
And I got a question too. I know we're talking about some things. This is what I found here. Y'all find the 2 longest lines here are the bank and a cell phone shop.
Yes.
Yeah, the banks for sure, man.
The
Matter of
bank.
fact,
Why are there so many people standing in line for the bank?
In the Philippines, the bank actually allows you to pay bills, which is crazy. The ATM machine, which is crazy to me. Like, yo, that should be separate. You should have a whole line just for paying bills. Can you imagine somebody just wanting change or just going to the ATM machine to pull money out? They're waiting for somebody sitting there paying all their household bills at the beginning of the month. And all you want to do is pull out a couple bucks.
The banks has forced me to become a more patient person. You know, like one of the things that America, like Fearless was mentioning earlier, like we used to having everything like this, but when you in South America or like these Latin countries and stuff, like you gonna be in them lines for like 30 minutes sometimes. You know, and they have those things in the middle of the day where they just take a break. Like the bank will be closed, you know, for lunch. And you'll be like, what the fuck? It's like 30 people outside waiting outside the bank. Like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? So I became like a little Gandhi type of dude, bro. Like I'm super patient now. And like I could be in a grocery store. You know, you think Walmart is bad back in the United States, man. Wait till you come to somewhere like Brazil or somewhere. Like you be in that bitch for an hour. Better hope you got a lot of data on your phone to be looking at YouTube while you waiting, because it takes forever.
All right, both of y'all in countries I think have the same situation with the bidets and the little squirt nozzle. I was in what was it? Buffalo Wild Wings. I just had to go, bro. Went in the bathroom stall. Like brother said here, Philippines malls don't have toilet tissue. But it had the spray nozzle. And they gave you 2. Listen, it wasn't even a roll. They gave you 2 tissue off of the roll. You had to work that shit out.
but like,
you know what I'm saying? You knew they had to spray your ass clean and use the toilet tissue. And then here's the thing: don't throw the toilet tissue in the toilet on the toilet bowl to flush it. You put it in a little and next to the toilet bowl.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Like as soon as I arrived at the airport,
that blew my mind right there. I was like, oh my God, Jesus. You guys run into the same thing there?
The mall got 1 ply. Brother, I ain't seen no 1 ply toilet paper ever. It's 1 ply. And that mug is so thin. I was like, this, bro, don't have no accident. You just hold them butt cheeks together. I was like, this is crazy, man.
Hey,
I always wondered, you know, like the women I knew were like the white, you know, I always wondered like why every time they use the bathroom, they take a shower. Well, now I understand. Shit, you ain't got the toilet paper, you don't have that. You gotta take a shower. Man, 1 ply, brother, 1 ply toilet paper is crazy. Don't have no diarrhea. You just it's over, it's a wrap.
Yeah. I had to take a meal to go. I had to take a meal to go because I didn't know. And I wasn't going to take that chances trying to walk back. Hey, can I get that to go? Because I gotta go. What about? Is it like that down there too, Record? I don't know about Brazil. I've never been there.
Yeah, you guys, man, it's crazy because like I done been before I had my apartment. I probably had like 4 different Airbnbs before I got my long-term apartment. And I was always curious. I'm like, what is this little spray gun thing right by the toilet? Like, what the fuck is this thing? And like I asked the landlord because he had to come by and like work on some shit one time. He was like, "That's a bidet." I was like, I thought it was for handicapped people that couldn't really take a shower, so they like had a little hose and they washed themselves.
I thought it was convenient, like for the maid to clean the bathroom.
Yeah,
that's just how they clean it.
Mm-mm.
I was like you gotta have precision. You gotta have accuracy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a bidet like the French where like a water fountain. Like it's a gun.
It's a gun. You literally spray washing your ass. That's
how do you tell the way I can say it? Like what if you
must wash your ass literally with your hand and then just use a paper towel to dot your ass dry? I mean,
hey, look. I spent a lot of money on the best wipes, man. Like I stay up in the damn grocery store buying the best wipes money could buy, bro. Like I refuse to use them thin ass toilet paper.
I knew something like that happened, so I came with dude wipes. But it's not like I'm
carrying. You gonna run out. You ain't gonna be there. You gonna be there for a long time. I done ran out of my dude wipes.
I don't venture that far off from where I was the first 30 days because I didn't know how the food was gonna react. I didn't know how my stomach was going to react to maybe some water I might have got exposed to, whether, it was an ice cube that wasn't filtered water or something. I didn't know how it was going to act. So I stayed pretty much within walking distance. Try to get home real fast if I felt my stomach bubbling or anything, because I wasn't going through those problems in a public restroom.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, I done tried. I bought some wipes that was like not the best. And they just say that you can smell that shit on your hands, bro. Like you gotta wash your shit about 10 times.
Oh my god! You can't wash your hands after you get out of the toilet, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, it's bad, bro. Like you better buy the best wipes money can buy. You can't cut corners when it comes to wipes. I'm telling you, your fingers gonna be lingering. You be like, what the fuck?
Charlie, you ain't never heard of dew wipes?
Oh yeah, he said for the win, dew wipes. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Dew wipes, they the best. They strong. They got, you know what I'm saying? They got the best scents, but they cost like $5-10 depending on where you go. Like I normally get the 3-pack.
I used to get the 3-pack for like $9 or something like that.
It depends where you go. Sometimes they're gonna bust your head for some dew wipes, man, because they a hot commodity. But they ain't got dew wipes here, man. They got some shit I ain't never heard of. But don't cut corners on them wipes, y'all.
Always bring them, baby. You got that.
Yeah, I got mine in the bathroom too.
How much do wipes cost in DR?
Oh no, these from the States. I don't know. I don't even think they got them in DR. I bring these with me. I'm like, I got to have that fresh feeling.
Oh yeah, ain't no such thing as using no regular paper.
Hey, Gans saying something fearless. Gans is saying if they are building a Amazon factory in Santo Domingo.
I do not know. I don't know. I'll research that and find out. I don't know. I've seen it now what they're trying to do to alleviate a lot of the traffic because they're having some cable cars. They're building a lot of cable cars. They go over the main section to get you some places, but I'm not sure about the Amazon. I'll find out.
Yeah, so I mean, you guys that haven't traveled overseas for a long period of time, y'all just go for a weekend. If y'all going there for a long period of time, y'all got to get used to them bathroom situations. It ain't like America. Nope. I'm trying to tell you that's a whole nother challenge in itself. You know,
and invest in a plunger because I ain't gonna lie, I ain't the type of dude that I don't put no toilet paper in no trash can, man. I don't give a fuck. That's one thing I ain't doing. I do a courtesy flush. And then I put the wipe in there, but I ain't having no stinky ass bathroom, bro.
You take the trash out every day, man. And we live in some places like I know Hawaii was like this. The Philippines is like that. I don't know how Salvador or DR is. cockroaches live outside, bro. They fly into your motherfucking house.
Oh, it'd be them big ones.
I'm talking them big battle roaches. I'm not even talking little ones. Big ass battle roaches live outside and fly into your house, bro.
Yeah,
Here, no matter how clean you are, they have these, and I can't even say ants because they're so tiny, but they everywhere. You just see them everywhere, like crawling in the kitchens. They little ants.
Yes, I bought some state-of-the-art spray, man. I noticed that like when I first arrived here, and I'm on the damn 5th floor. I'm like, how the hell these motherfuckers come up this high, man? Like,
they found it. Yeah, be mindful to shake. I don't shake hands, brother. I do the fist bump, elbow. Because I know, because I've seen too many dudes as I drive from one city to the other, pulled off to the side of the road taking pisses. And I know they ain't never washed their hands. So you get that.
I know from being in the military, Arab nations use their left hand to wipe their ass. So if they ever offer you the left hand to shake your hand, that's an insult. So I only use my right hand to shake. That's my dominant hand. So yeah, you're right. You got to be careful because some people are trying to indirectly insult you based on what hand they're trying to hand you. But most people use their left to do the wiping and they use their right to shake their hands. So
what's some good things that you guys have found about, that you would say, this is what I really liked about, being overseas, whether it's the culture, whether it's things like that.
I mean, for me right now, being here, moving into 60 days, I'm still very new. I think Dan has been here for longer than me. And then I think at your wife's house all day, he lives in the Philippines. People are super friendly. They'll always say, sir. They try to help you as much as possible. I've never had a difficult issue right now. Health-wise, I have osteoarthritis in both my knees. Okay. No cartilage in my knees at all. Only thing you can do is replace my knees when I'm ready for them because they've already said you can get your knees replaced. I'm not ready to do that. But I have been taking more steps with less pain and this humidity that I have here without any medication at all. I've done more steps in this country than I've done anywhere else.
Yep.
Everybody says, you look like you're losing weight. Yeah, I'm stepping more. I'm not in pain. I'm not popping pills. And I was popping a shit ton. And I have a high tolerance for pain. So health-wise, I'm eating healthier. I'm losing weight. And I'm more active, so that's a huge benefit for me. Cost of living is also a benefit. I haven't found my solid home yet. You do have to watch out for some of the Airbnb hosts. They will run up the number on you. If they know you're an American, I tried to negotiate a deal even for this spot. She kind of pumped this place up to being more than it was, even though the pictures look nice. The walk-up is horrendous. Okay, I'm thinking I'm renting a house. It's an apartment. And it's in a shady area. So I would tell you guys, if you're looking at Airbnbs, do a Google map search of the walk-up. The house inside might look immaculate, but that walk-up could be a killer, depending on what part of town you in. And you don't know all the towns. You don't know what part of town they got you in. So you don't know if it's safe or not. So I can tell you one thing. Make sure wherever you're renting, do a Google search. Or a Google map search and kind of go through the walkthrough on the property.
And keep your attitude. Look, I had an attitude. I ain't gonna lie. I go to the grocery store. I'm somewhere and I'm standing in line. And there's two, they just keep jumping in front of. And I'm like, the fuck, do they not know I'm standing here? So here's the cultural rules. And I didn't know this. You can be in a grocery line. And it's just automatic courtesy that a pregnant woman can get to the front or an old lady can just get to the front.
Yes.
So they don't ask, they just do. And so here it's just like, oh yeah, they're pregnant. They go there and they give respect to the pregnant women or someone who's older. I just thought, man, that's kind of rude. You just like, didn't you not see me standing here? I mean, what's up? So you kind of have to understand the culture and what they do. They respect certain people in the culture, and we had to kind of leave that attitude aside and not always be mad. And here, I told you that the traffic is off the chain crazy. I'm talking about, but there is no road rage, man. I mean, I can be here and I'm the dude trying to get in, and if he get in ahead of me, nobody gets mad. They just accept it as that's just what it is. We don't get angry with it. And it's so the mentality is so different because we walk around with this anger. Like, because I've done it in the States. I see somebody about to merge, I pick up speed. You ain't getting in front of me. Nah, that ain't happen. That don't happen here. It's just like, yeah, they got there. And it's just, it has this this mentality that that's just life, man. Just enjoy it, And I think the weather here plays this difference because I heard someone say like, "Oh, it's raining." And be like, "Oh, it'll be sunny in 5 minutes." It's the Caribbean, meaning things change. Like, "Oh, it's sunny. Oh, it's gonna rain a little bit." It's changed. So no matter what your circumstances are, it's gonna be different. So why be mad? And tomorrow you're gonna be happy and this. So we carry that anger within us. We're here. They just understand that everything is constantly changing, and just roll with it.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I noticed
Racket.
the same thing too, man. Like Fearless was mentioning, like when I'm at Ubers, motherfuckers be cutting each other off. Like there's no like the lanes don't exist. There's no highway patrolman, ain't no speed tickets, ain't none of that type of stuff. But like I think about myself when I was back in America, like I have road rage, like I had anger issues, you know what I'm saying? And like me being here kind of did like a factory reset on my spirit, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm more of a calm person. I'm not as amped up as I used to be. Like I'm a very cool dude, but like when somebody rub me the wrong way, I'll snap sometimes. But here, I'm just go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like more happier. That's the biggest thing I love about being here, though. Like I feel like more at ease. Like I'm not in a rush like I used to be. I don't have a big thirst to buy a lot of products, like a lot of designer stuff or just a lot of things you see on television. I like more the important things, like experiences, being with people, like I like being outside, how you was mentioning you like to walk a lot more and stuff like that. Like those are the beauties in life for me right now, man. Just enjoying the sun, waking up to beautiful sun, just being out and about. Cause like when I lived in Ohio, man, we made money, stuff like that, but I'll just be in the house, like I'll just go shopping, just enjoying stuff. But I didn't like that life. I'd rather have less and spend my time with people, with the community, stuff like that, talking to strangers, just like little normal stuff, man. And I feel more healthier here, like I'm getting that natural vitamin D, like you was talking earlier. Like you ain't got to buy the vitamin D, you just go outside and get it. I don't feel sick when I eat food, man. It ain't got all that mysterious stuff in it, So I don't trade this for nothing. But one thing I like to mention, because I know a lot of people don't go to Brazil like that because it's kind of far, but this is not the place to be living like a king. Like it's cheaper than United States, but man, it ain't that much cheaper. I tell people it's like having an employee discount, man. Like I might have to explore other places if I want to have that king lifestyle. Like you really, you gotta have something you bring in with you. But I don't regret it. You feel me? Like I love it here. I don't regret this shit. I still recommend you guys to come, but don't come like right now. Wait till like it's wintertime, wintertime United States and come, because that's the summer here. Because like right now it's rainy season. But I like it. Everybody think I'm here. I'm having parties and all that stuff. I'm living like a regular man. Like I got a girlfriend. It's like rainy season. I'm just chilling, Netflix and chilling with her. I'm just working, learning. I took this time to learn new skills. Like it ain't party season, so I'm learning cybersecurity. I'm learning coding. I'm learning all them languages. I'm getting better with my Portuguese. I got my boy Sin City here. What's good? He in Brazil too, man. So like, this is it. You know, traveling is just more than just showing all the beauties and stuff like that. You know, take advantage of this cheaper lifestyle so you could like pick up some new things, some new skills, man, and just make your life better in the long run.
I want to comment on something you said, and I heard a Mexican guy say this. Like my brother and his wife, they just bought a big ass. I won't even say bought. They built a big ass house. It's about $2 million. He got a whole cigar room, a bar, everything. And I told him, and I said, because he don't travel, And I said, the thing is, I heard this Mexican guy say this. He said, Americans buy big houses and try to put everything in their house so they don't leave. He said, in Mexico, we have little houses so that anytime we need something, we have to leave. And he said, because we leave, we create relationships. If you want to go to the pool, you go to a pool where it's social. You want to have drinks, you go to your local bar where you're surrounded by people. You want to go eat, you go out to a restaurant or somewhere or neighbors where you're surrounded by people. In the United States, like you said, we don't go nowhere. We isolate ourselves so we don't have to be around anybody. Where in other countries, they value the social aspect. Like here in DR, God, they have a holiday for everything. I've never heard I think June 19th is Corpus Christi Day. Hell, only in Corpus Christi. All I know, that's a city in Texas.
Yeah, that's all I do too.
They off on that day. They find reasons to be off and celebrate. So their thing is, how can I enjoy life where we don't? I mean, I'll have off days where the best thing, I'm going to tell you, I have off days that I still work. The best thing that my company did, I took leave. I'm on paternity leave. I brought my laptop down here because I was going to do work. I was like, man, I'm going to catch up. I'm going to do this. I tried to log in. I spent 3 days trying to call and say, look, Pat, something wrong. I can't get in. It won't let me get to my Teams. It won't let me get to Outlook. Until finally the guy said, you got to talk to HR. I was like, why? I'm thinking, shit, I'm fired or something? Yep, and got me. He said, you want to leave. Your stuff is shut down. When you return off leave, it'll be back up. I said, man.
Nice.
That was probably the best thing to happen. That now they forced me not to work. Where now I can actually relax. Because in the United States, we don't take our vacation is still spent trying to fix, things we couldn't do during the day.
Right.
Other countries, man, they enjoy their time off. I met a girl who had a birthday. If your birthday falls on Tuesday or Wednesday, what do you say? Are we going to party this weekend?
Yep.
And I asked her, it's Wednesday. What do you mean you going out? I was like, you ain't celebrating on Friday? She's like, Friday's not my birthday. My birthday today. And yeah, they celebrating on Wednesday. They might be out to 2 or 3 in the morning drinking or doing whatever because they just enjoy it. They don't look at it like, they look at enjoying life. And I don't think we do that in the States. Like you said, we just stay in the house. We don't really socialize. We on our phone. Here, it's how can I enjoy life? How can I party? How can I celebrate? Everything is about that. It's a big celebration. So I think that's what people don't get in the United States is we don't enjoy life, man. We don't enjoy life until it's too old to try to enjoy life. Now you're 70 years old. Yeah,
exactly.
That's sad as hell. You work your ass off. You make all this money, don't even get a chance to enjoy it while you have good health and stuff like that. And that was one of the reasons why I came here, man. Like I told you guys, to hell with driving fancy cars and having all this stuff. If you just shut all the time, man, you don't even get a chance to enjoy it. So, the people connection. That's the main thing I love here, man. It forces me to be out and about, meet people, and just go with the flow, man. I didn't really come here with a certain idea of things I wanted to do, but I just go with the flow, man. I meet some people, they invite me to this, and I go. I don't think twice. I got a good, I can observe and read people pretty good. You feel a shady type of dude, of course I ain't gonna hang with you. But I like vibes and spirits and stuff like that. So that's how I do it, And in Ohio, it's nothing like that. You know how it is in Ohio, man.
Mm-hmm.
We just stay, watch football, drink, have our little people over, and we do the same shit. but not in like in Latin America or in Asia. You know, it's just different. People value connections a lot different overseas.
And you know what I do here that I don't do in the United States, which is weird? I give more money out here than I don't give money out in the States. I guess I feel like, man, you able to work. You know, brother, I'm looking at you asking for money and I'm looking at your shoes. And them shoes rivaling my shoes. You know, you got a good pair of kicks on. They ain't look like they've been through something. Here, people who are poor are actually poor. And they'll actually do some things to try to work. So I'll bring extra money to, you know, to give away, to help out, you know, to do all of that because there's no welfare system. It's like you don't have it, you just kind of don't have it. You know, you eating plantains and rice and eggs. That's it. So I think my mentality about being more humble, being more humanitarian happens when I'm out of the country, where I look at us more globally. In the United States, I'm stingy, man. I mean, I'm more like, brother, I worked hard. You don't get this. And it's this competition. We're here, like you said, the things that I think I need in the United States, I don't even need here. I'm like, you know, whatever I got in the suitcase, that's pretty cool. I don't really need a lot. Only, you know, I got a whole dresser with about 30 different colognes. Here I bring a little spray and I'm good. So our mentality of what is important when you go out of the country changes dramatically. It lets you know what's really important.
Like I told you, when I packed up my house, there's things I got rid of. It didn't matter to me. Tried to sell them. If I didn't sell them, hey, ask the maintenance guy, you know, somebody would want this. You know, somebody would want that. Take it. You know, after a while, you just, what is it good? Why would you pay to store it?
No, that's what we do. I had storage and I think I stored something for 3 years. And I was like, damn, I could have just bought new.
Exactly.
But I don't know how you're in Brazil, man. How do you wake up angry? Like I'm looking out my window now, man. I'm looking at the ocean. I'm looking at the Malacan. I'm looking at people just jogging. The skies are blue. The ocean is deep blue. It's like there's no anger. I don't know how I can wake up with this anger. Like, man, I'm mad. You see this when you wake up every day. It just brightens your day.
It sure does, man. Like there's been times, you know, where I had like some personal stuff or like, you know, talking to people back home. But like you say, I just go on the balcony and I look and I take a deep breath. And I'm like, man, I used to pray for days like this. You know, I got good health. I was able to get out of bed without assistance. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got food in the fridge. You know what I'm saying? Electricity. I got everything I need, man. You really figure out what you need in this world. Like, to hell with all that extra stuff, man.
Hey, once you get those bare necessities,
for real.
Hey, how much more do you need? You know? Exactly,
man. Like, America is just a big ass advertisement. They always just shoving shit products down your throat. Like, buy this, buy this, buy this. We don't even need all that, man. All I need is some love, some connections, man, some good, healthy food and a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? That's all I really need out here.
Well, I will say there's one thing that I need while I'm here. It's very difficult. It's very difficult for me to stay in like the cabanas. I don't know where we was at. And I was like, yeah, I can't. Here, if you in somebody's house, like a personal house, they don't have hot water. They don't have hot water here. They got like in a house, they have this big black tube that sits on top of the roof that, you know, that warms the water and you know, when they need extra water. But hot water, there's no hot water. You take cold showers.
That's how it is at my girlfriend's family's house, man.
Yeah.
Like a big ass tub, like a big water thing. And oh man,
Philippines same way. If you don't have a little portable hot water heater next to the shower, you already know you're gonna take a cold shower. And then they have water shortages, so they actually have a big bucket or a thing in the shower room, and they have a pail.
Yep.
If they shut that water off, you're gonna pail it up. Especially if you all shut off. I'm like, oh.
Hey man, like I used to be bougie, man, but And when I stay with
I'm
her family
still
for a
bougie,
couple of
man. I'm
days,
still bougie.
I'm real
Yeah.
bougie. What you mean?
but I stay with her family for like a couple of days during Carnival, man, because they was trying to tax me. And like I was like, yo, this is mad crazy. But thank God it's so hot in Brazil that it do heat up the water, but it ain't them hot showers you used to back home.
Mhm.
But here you got that little electric thing. You got to like turn the
Yeah,
knob.
at the top. So people don't know this. So let me try to explain it. In some places, what they'll have is on your shower head, it's a little switch that you turn that kind of warms up the water before it comes through. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about. That's what they have here. It's like a little switch you turn. It looks like a shower head, and it gives you some warm water.
And I thought I was gonna electrocute myself at
Oh
first.
yeah,
I was
because
like,
let me let you
what
know,
the fuck?
there's electric that comes out of there that's in the shower, and that's the first thing you're thinking is, bro, if there's a shortage in here, we all gone.
Yeah, because I was scared as hell. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know how to operate that thing.
There's actually a whole separate unit for ours. It's like a rectangle. You got to turn that knob in order to have the water flow through it, warm it up, and then push it through the shower for you.
So I have not adjusted to the cold shower. You know, I'd have to. And I think one way they adjust is a lot of places don't have air conditioning. So if you're hot, yeah, you want to take a cold shower. But you know,
well, see, those are the two things I need. I need AC, so I can't do anything without AC. No, gotta have AC as a standard.
Look, they got them ACs on the walls. You know them little
the little unit, the wall unit.
Yeah, the split level. They call them split levels now, I think. But like the unit outside, but the box is inside or something like that.
Yeah, I only got one in my bedroom. In this living room, like the way this is like they still trying to figure this shit out. So ain't one in this living room. So I got this fan on high blast right now. But damn, that shit be a struggle sometimes. You know,
because there's we have central air. So like like here it's the same place. The bedroom is locked in. You know, it's like locked. So if you close it to stay cool. But when you go to other parts of people's houses, it's just open. It's like little shutters. So there's really no central air. There's nothing to keep the cool air in. It's just open. Man, that's so the convenience is the good thing is if you have a little bit of money and you come from the States, your experience will be different. But beware if you have a girl and you like stay over there or you stay where she's at, her conveniences might not be like your conveniences. Might not have the hot water. Their bathroom ain't gonna look like your bathroom. It's gonna be just a little spot, and that's just how it is. The wife, they got an oven, and it just store dishes and pots.
Some don't have ovens. What you mean? They just have that hot burner.
It's whatever's on top. What's in the oven is just a storage place that they just put in other pots and pans that they not use.
I had 4
They are not
burners.
turning that oven on. They are not turning. Yeah, they are not turning that oven on. If they have one, they ain't turning it on. That house will heat up so hot. They ain't gonna do it.
Dan, you are right, man. Cold showers are better. As long as I can start off hot. Let me get warm first, and then we can go cool. I can't start off cold and go up. That's the problem.
Right. Exactly. But I'm getting used to it. Like I said, and my girl was like, well, I can get, I said, look, my standard of living is nowhere close to what your standard of living is. You don't understand. You might think that spot is great. Awesome. I get there, I'm going to pick it apart. I'm like, you don't have American style central heating or AC. They ain't got no split level all over the house. I said, I don't mind spending extra. Find me something at this level with these amenities, or I'm not moving there.
Now, Ronan, are you in a long-term apartment right now, or are you like doing month to month?
I took this place first month sight unseen. I said with a 3-month option. If I like it. I don't like it, I'm leaving. So I'm already looking at another 2 spots. One's a house. Both of them are houses. One's a bigger house though. So like I said, I'll spend the extra money. It's still way less than I would pay in America.
Oh yeah.
Still stacking money. So that's not a problem. It's just Does it have the amenities where I can feel comfortable? If it does, I'll lock that shit in for 6 months instant. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, man. I'm so blessed, like to have my apartment now, because like I came here in January, and during Carnival, man, they hitting you upside the head for like a little studio could be over $1,000. You know what I'm saying? And I went through that shit for some time, and I finally got me an apartment, but now I'm dealing with trying to get this visa, whatever. So right now, I'm cool with the landlord. She let me go month to month until I get this shit figured out. But you definitely, unless you there, like say for instance, like if you come into Brazil for the first time, don't go all in sight unseen. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe do like 2 weeks, because like what you see on them photos, like you said, you might be in the fucking hood or somewhere. You might be in some shady ass area. You wouldn't even know it.
That walk up can be killer.
Yeah, because I had a unit. I had a Airbnb for like 5 days one time. And man, it looked beautiful. But when I got there, I'm like, where in the hell am I, bro? Like, this shit looks shady. And I mean, it looked like Afghanistan. Like, it looked like they done shot the damn building up.
And the people are so proud of their property. It's personal. So they're like, yo, this is the best spot for them. But when you walk up and see, you're like, yo, I would never see this in my life had I known.
Somebody asked in the comments, what's so good about living in Brazil? So let me tell you, when I was there, I stayed there maybe a month. Here's the thing. I'm by the ocean, so I can wake up. Oh, let me just say this, not just wake up and go to the ocean. When I would wake up at 5 o'clock, there were people on the beach already set up, exercising, in shape. So you get healthy, you're right by the sea. And it's a healthy lifestyle, because nobody in Brazil, nobody want to be on the beach in the thong looking jacked up. Even the dudes be wearing thongs. So you won't be no dude with a Speedo looking messed up. So you exercising on the beach because it's like important. They shut down in Copacabana, they shut down Atlantic Avenue on Sunday morning from early morning to maybe 1 or 2 o'clock just to exercise. So the mentality of, man, I can exercise there. When I was in Sao Paulo, and even in Rio, you can get you go to Fogo de Chao in the States. Fogo de Chao, you paying about $65 all inclusive. You can get that for $10 to $15 in Brazil. So you eating healthy, you eating a steak, you eating delicious food that's natural. Even if you want to get a drink, so like the Capri, what is it called? I forget. Yeah, they use a natural juice, natural sugar to get your drink, so you're not getting the syrups. The mentality, when I would be there, because of the time would be different. I would start my meetings like at 9 o'clock, which was maybe like noon in Brazil. Well, I could go in the middle of the day because they have massage places that's just during work hours. Then I could go in the middle of the day, go get me an hour massage, and be back in time for my meeting. And I was paying $15, something like that, something crazy. So the lifestyle and the mentality is entirely different, because you're not just like working like a slave. You're actually enjoying your life. You're eating nutritious food. You're getting a relaxing massage. You're sitting on the beach. All of those things just go to your mental health. You're healthier because, like, I didn't have a car in Brazil. I walked. When I was in Thailand, I walked. So when I'm working out of my home in the States, I looked at my watch because my watch do steps. I spent the whole day in the house, and I think I had 1,500 steps. In DR, in the whole day, I'm getting 15,000 steps without trying, I'm not trying, even attempting to go nowhere. So your lifestyle becomes different. Your mentality, your mental health, all of that is entirely different. So that's when we say, what's so good about it? Everything. When you eat a mango or you eat fruit in the States, that fruit was picked way before it was ripe. It sat in Kroger's to try to ripen it up. So it doesn't even have, you take a mango from Kroger's and a mango from DR, the nutritional value is entirely different. It's not even like the same fruit. One got, in order for a fruit to get ripe, that's why fruits fall off the trees, because now they become so ripe, they just fall. And so when you go to like those places, you take a stick and they just, boom, you shake it. When that falls off, oh, that's ripe. Or you find that mango that just dropped on the floor and you eat it, it's like eating pure sugar. It has all the nutrients in it that would help you. In the States, you don't get that. You get things picked prematurely and they try to ripen in the store. That's why it doesn't taste the same, doesn't have the same flavor, doesn't even do anything nutritionally for you. When you in countries like Brazil and Philippines and DR, you'll hear people say, "Oh man, I got a cold or I got some type of ailment." The first thing they'll do is tell you a natural remedy to do. Oh, did you take you got to get this lemon tea with something and do this. And so it's always a natural thing. In the States, what kind of medicine I can do? What can I do? What kind of pill can I pop? And the pill that you pop didn't really solve the problem. It just masked the problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's entirely different here. So that's, if you're looking for a whole lifestyle change, a holistic change, a whole mental health, physical health, that's what's so good about it. Whether it's in Brazil, DR, Philippines, Thailand, that's why people leave. In the United States, is I want it fast. I need to feel good today. What can I get? Let me pop this Benadryl. Let me pop something. Let me take this shot, and that's it.
Something to get you hooked on
Real quick. Real quick. Have you guys noticed when you eat a meal here, wherever you are, you don't get the itis?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I ain't had the itis one time since I've been here.
Think about that for a second. Normally, after you eat a good meal, you ready to go sleep. It's like you're energized after you have a good meal. It's like,
I had a good meal and had to go to the bathroom. A few times here. Like, whoa, I don't know what was in that meal, but I got to go.
I'm look, okay, well, I don't want to get too deep in this, but before I came to Brazil, man, I wasn't having like the smoothest craps. You know what I'm saying? I was
You're constipated because of what you eat.
But once I came here, my shit was flowing. You know what I'm saying? Like everything was was smooth as hell.
Yeah.
And that was one of the best things, man. Like I didn't need to go to no doctor. I ain't need to take no pill. Didn't need a laxative. None of that stuff. Just eating regular, natural stuff, man, got me back to reality. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's a good thing here. But you might not want to add something, man, because I see some comments. You know, guys talking about, you know, Brazilian people are standoffish and, you know, the women. Don't travel for women, man. Like I hate when people be, you know what I'm saying? Like if you gonna be somewhere for like 5 days or 2 weeks, man, like let's be real. You don't know the language. I guarantee you don't know no music, you don't know pop culture, you don't know none of the culture. You probably don't know how the people dress. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be real with yourself. Like just because you're American, don't think these people are poor and they've been waiting for you their whole life. You got rich people out here, especially in you know, Brazil and DR and Philippines. It don't matter where you go, there's gonna be a man that's a superstar, that's a celebrity. That's the banker, the lawyer, and you just a regular dude that's been watching some videos of a woman on the beach. They ain't waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta come here with your shit together. You know what I'm saying? Like a vacation ain't gonna save you. You know what I'm saying? Like I hate when I see Americans here in Brazil in particular, and they be looking so sad. You know, they be looking dejected. And I hate to say it, but I pretend like I'm a Brazilian. I hear them speaking English. I keep walking past them because like I don't even want to be around that stuff, man. For real, I do, man. Like, because I got a community of locals, and you know, so I don't need to, you know, meet nobody new really. And it's just very sad, and you can see the desperation of the looks of some of these guys. And I'd be like, damn, you came to the wrong place, bro. You wasted thousands of dollars thinking you're gonna find a woman, and you don't know a damn thing, man. Like you got to put some work in. You know, it don't matter if you go to Colombia, DR, Thailand. You know, it don't matter where you go. You got to come here with your shit together. You got to put some work in. You can't just look at another man's experience that you gonna have that experience. That's all I gotta say. throwing shade.
I'm gonna
or
say
nothing,
this,
but
Ronan, and I'm gonna roll off because I got to get this to this chopper wrap up place because I got to eat. I haven't eaten my fruit yet. And I'm gonna let you guys continue. There is no reason, guys, if you're going out of the country that you look tore up on the floor. And the reason I say that is, look, I ain't got no hair. I went to the barber shop though. Brother gave me a razor shade, cut my beard. Look, this on this phone. I can't do it. Look, I not only got the cut, then he went over to the little sink. There's a woman that came over. She, the cold water hit my head. She massaged. Look, I got the video where the woman plucked my ear hair. Like, God damn, lady, we good. She's like,
Plucked it?
man, it cost me. My tip was probably just as much as the cut because it cost me like $5 for the haircut.
Wow.
Your manicure was like I got manicure and pedicure for $12. You can get your girl's hair done for under $15. So
damn.
yeah, you should never be looking rough, man. And that's why when you go to the clubs and you see the guys, they sharp. Beard isn't sharp, haircut. This is not really costing a lot. And it's what they take pride in. A lot of us do not take pride in how we look.
Yes.
Here, it's not like that. You just don't go out in the street looking crazy. I took the family. Where was we at? Oh, I took the family to my previous Airbnb. And the mom wouldn't go out. She's like, oh, I thought it was a private home. Like, where the pool was there. I can't go out looking like this. So it's a big thing. Like, you just don't go on the street looking crazy. So if you really, and I think we do that a lot in the United States. You go to Walmart and you're going to see some people who just look. Matter of fact, you go to the airport. Go to the airport in the United States, man. I didn't even know they had, what is it? What do they call it? The bags? What we call it? The bonnet? I didn't know they had the bonnet that go down a little bit. Like if you got long hair, it's the long bonnet. So bonnet, look like 1960 house shoes with the fur on it. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah, I don't miss that at all, man. And like you mentioned, haircuts here is like $7. I paid $12, and the Brazilians tell me I'm spending too much money. I be like,
spending too much. Look, I knew I had to shave my hair during COVID when dude told me $35, like for the cut, and then another $15 for the beat. It was like walking out there $50 or something. I'm like, bruh, I'm not spending. I'm trying to get it there 2 weeks. I'm like, I'm not spending $100 on this. I
don't live in y'all's reality. I've been cutting my hair for over 35 years. So, mad villainy, man. You better get a pair of clippers. Get a mirror that you can hand hold, so you can cut the back of your head with the reflection of the other mirror, and start learning how to cut your own hair. If you want to pay $35, $40 for a haircut, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, when you get to these cost-effective countries, you can definitely you should be spending some money on self-care.
Yep.
Why?
Yeah, self-care is
Matter
huge.
of fact, let me show you how cheap it is. Let me show you how cheap this is. Give me a second. It may be on this phone. And then I'm gonna get off of here. This is how inexpensive it is. Is this one the one? Look, I took the little one. You got a first facial.
Oh man,
you got the facial in there. The woman brought out the little thing, so she in there chilling. I mean, you could take the kid. They get the feet rub.
Look, she having a good old time. Wait a minute, she got left foot right there.
They took the little thing and put it on her face, like the little massages. She got that. I think they did a feet rub for her, so she in there getting the whole little setup, feet rubbed on her. So that's how inexpensive it is. And it's taught from a young age, like how a woman is supposed to be a woman. You do your self-care, you take care of your skin, you take care of your body. So things that's just so much better.
Right.
But brother, I'm gonna let y'all continue. I'm gonna take me a shower because this look like it's gonna be hot outside, and I'm gonna take a hot shower. Just let y'all know.
Hey,
give me a warm one in.
Hey, listen. He's the one that scheduled this, right? He goes, let's do it at 9:00 in the morning, right?
9 in the morning. I thought that was your idea. I thought it was 9 p.m.
No, that was look what time it is for me. It's 11 o'clock. He trying to creep out talking about I got things to do. Ninja, I got a whole woman in the other room. I'm sitting here on this live.
Hey man, handle your business, bro.
Well, this was supposed to be a hit and run. Hit and run be an hour and a half.
Supposed to be an hour and a half, 2 hours. We right there. We right there. But
yeah, nobody knew I had a. Let's see. Nobody knew I had the little one. Where's my little one?
The question I was going to ask before you leave, Fearless,
and
I kind of prefaced this with Racket Club. The main point is living abroad worth it?
My question would be what?
And your
what
opinion.
Are your reasons?
And your opinion for yourself, would it be worth it? What
would be the reason? And just so you know, I got the look. I'm gonna just show this picture because this my little one. But it says I'm her Superman and she's my kryptonite. So yeah, I got that little one. Man. So she's been chilling.
I'm trying to get to that level. You know what I'm saying? I'll be there.
So she's chilling. But would it be worth it? It matters what if your reason is to come and try to I'm gonna get some girls, I'm gonna do this. No, because that'll be cool for maybe a month, 6 weeks, and it's just gonna get old. One thing that's gonna happen, even if you keep seeing 9s and 10s, the 9s and 10s is just gonna become normal. You're like, ain't nothing really special about it. I mean, she got long hair, tight waist. That's gonna get old. If your reasoning to do it is health, wealth, because you're saying I spent too much in the United States and I can have the same amenities here in another country for 1/3 of the cost. And even if you only do it for a short time, like, hey, I'm gonna do a 5-year plan just to save my money up, I would do it. A different lifestyle and a different culture. If you're tired of the Western mentality, you want a different type of mentality, I say go for it, man. Because that new outlook on life, the new way that you see things will be entirely different. So worth it. I agree, if your reasons are right, yes. If your reasons to go here and just do some fuck shit, nope. Go ahead, bro.
Solid answer. What about you, Racket?
I agree. Like Fearless, man. Like, if you just come out here for women, don't even do it. Come for your little vacation, whatever. But I don't know, man. Like I mentioned, I came here to stack up, to enjoy this weather, learn some new things because, learning new languages and cultures make me feel alive. You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel like I'm young still. A lot of times we kind of get stuck in our old ways and we just got one foot in the casket down there. You know what I'm saying? Because you just doing the same shit over and over. So
you feel young still?
I'm sorry?
Did you just say you want to make yourself feel young still?
I mean, like I feel young.
How old are you?
I'll be 39 in a few months.
Congratulations for even being.
I don't look
out
it though,
there.
do I? You know what I'm saying? Like I keep a young mind.
Listen, how many other guys your age are doing what you're doing? 100% full time. Not too many. So congratulations on having the ability to do it at that age. I'm 55. I mean, damn, you way ahead of me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So, congratulations on that. Exactly. But the whole thing is you're tweaking as you go. But
I want to piggyback off what you said. The reason people can come to the United States from another country and do so well is because they're able to see things from a whole different perspective. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when if you lived in Columbus, you'll know dudes who lived in the same neighborhood, the same place, and do the same thing. And you can't think no other way because you've always seen it a certain way. When you go out of the country, you start to see things entirely different. Your innovative spirit becomes better. You're able to think outside of the box. And that's how you can become wealthy. That's why people who come to the United States can become wealthy because they don't see what Americans see all the time. You just, we can't see the forest for the trees.
They don't
That's
see
why
limitations. They see opportunity, period. That's all they see is opportunity, no limitation.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, man, this is like I have no complaints, man. Like I love it. Like this is making me a better person in the long run. You know, I was talking about how I'm more patient, that I'm more healthier, I value the connections a lot better, it's not really much negativity I have to say, man. Like I spend less time on YouTube watching crash outs because I'm enjoying my life. You know what I'm saying? Like I love it. And it's still a journey. I got a good girl, man. I vetted her, like she my road dog. She ain't out here trying to make your boy deplete his bank account or anything like that. She a Christian, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm really enjoying life. And in the meantime, we learning things, man. Like I told you guys, I'm learning cybersecurity, coding. I'm getting deep up in this AI, man. I'm trying to set up a business here. Like I definitely want to have a worldwide business, starting off here, branch out to other countries. It's a journey though. It ain't like it's just something I just thought of either. Like I kind of prepared for a long time.
Absolutely. That's the point. Yeah, you prepared for it and you're executing. That's the big thing. A lot of people don't even get up off the bench.
Exactly, man. Some of you guys are just watching on the sidelines, man, but afraid to take that step. And I ain't got time to for that shit. I gotta get going,
Buck wanted to know what part of Columbus were you from?
Who me and Fearless? We both lived in Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
Either one.
So
of
my first 18 years was in Columbus, and then I went to Ohio State, and I went to the University of Cincinnati. So you from Long Street over there?
Yeah, I lived over there for 3 years. Yeah.
So I grew up at 5th and Cassidy, the East Side, East Columbus, near the airport, all them places, Eastmore. Walnut Ridge, all of those spots is mine. We didn't get up north too much until later on. So that was me. Kind of crazy back then. It was not the best of places. Well, when I lived there, it was cool. But, when you look back, I went back maybe about 2 weeks ago. And I was like, man, the house that I thought was big, well, that was like a little shack. My house wasn't all that big.
Yo. Hey, this is a shout out to Racket Club. He said at 40, he's doing what 99% of men can't do. Enjoy a full-time life in a foreign country, making money extremely rare. You know what I'm saying?
That, man. I'm still figuring it out though. I'm not some guru. I'm not some multi-millionaire. I'm just figuring out as I go about, day-to-day stuff, man. Like, like another time we could talk about the realities of it, like how it ain't all a dream sometimes as well. But for the most part, I'm loving it. Every day I love it, man. I don't regret this move at all. And yeah, man.
So I guess Buck is from Livingston, and South Hamilton was his former hood. I don't know if you know what that is or not.
Oh yeah, I know Livingston. Yeah, I know that. Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm familiar. My uncle would stay out there. Rex,
yeah, Dan, that would be kind of funny trying to get me and Fearless into a Jeepney. I don't know if I could fit, nor would I want to bend over to fit. Now, Fearless is a little shorter than me. So I'm 6'2". He's about 5'10", 5'11". So, and I'm way shoulder-wise, I'm way wider than him. So it would be pretty funny. I don't even think I can fit in a trike. I'm going to find out probably this week if I can fit in a trike out here in the province I'm in. I'm in Isabella. If you look on the map.
Are you like close proximity to like a lot of stuff, you need
nope.
Like stores and stuff like that?
I mean, no. I got to take a trike or have her dad drive it somewhere. So.
Oh, man. So you cool with the family?
They don't. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All day. All day. Like I said, this has been an evolution. Vetting is a vetting. So you're vetting the family as well as you're vetting her.
Mm-hmm.
So the family knew I was coming. They knew exactly what to expect. Super happy to see me and been accommodating. I'm in my own spot. you know. But if we need something or need to go somewhere, no problem. But they don't have Grab or anything here, so it's not like I can call a Grab up and get a ride anyway. They just have trikes. You know what I mean? So it's a little inconvenient. But we'll do the workaround until I'll probably wind up buying a car in probably 2 or 3 months. If everything's working down that road, I'll wind up buying a vehicle.
Yeah, right now I'm not. Me buying a vehicle right now would be like a waste of money, man. Because like I'm literally. Hold on, I'm gonna show you real quick. I'm so fucking close to everything. Like, you see this big ass grocery store right there, man. That's like right outside my apartment, and this is like the
that's convenient as hell. Yeah, that's convenient as hell right there.
Like I got everything I need, man. I got.
Now, when I was in BGC, I was right across the street from I want to say some kind of mall called World Mall or something like that. I literally could walk out of my condo, go downstairs 1 floor under my condo, and walk underground across the street and into the actual mall. And they had everything in the mall, from a grocery store to whatever you wanted. You know, so yeah, I like that kind of convenience. This is, like I said, the walk up is killer. You can look at that Airbnb all day and it could be beautiful inside. But if you don't do that Google globe map search and do the walk up from outside, you might be walking into some things.
Yo, Joseph, I'm in Salvador Bahia, bro. Look, he say he figured it out. Yeah, I got the mall. The mall's like a mile away. I don't walk there, but like my Uber ride is like $2. You know what I'm saying? I go to the mall. I mean, it's a nice ass mall, the bougie mall. I mean, I got everything I need, man. I mean, I got restaurant down the street. I went live from the restaurant last night. Me and my shorty went walking there. I got the church right over here. You know, you got the damn beauty salon. I mean, I got everything I really need, you know, and if it's somewhere I want to go, it's like a $5 Uber, you know, probably $10 most. Most I'm going to spend like $10 for Uber. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm in the area I'm in right now is close to the convention center. So where I stayed at first was like the tourist attraction area. It's called Baja. And I got tired of that area, man. I spent a month and some change out there. You know, to be honest, I didn't come here to be around Americans. Like I keep saying that shit. I don't like being around Americans because most Americans are thirsty. I don't like being around thirsty people. You know, I came here to be around the regular people, the people that's living. Like I live around lawyers that are from Brazil. I live around doctors, you know, professional people, not tourists that's looking for pussy and stuff like that. And I like the life. I like the lifestyle, man. I like shopping with professional people. You know, I like building connections with people that own things and stuff like that. So, yeah, I love it, bro. As you guys can tell, man, I've been smiling this whole damn time, man. I love this shit.
I'm gonna play a clip from yesterday's show. I was on Andre's show. A couple people wanted to jump down my throat about my little video, but this happened during the live.
Okay, the next site we're going to look at, gentlemen. Shout out to all you guys that are here. The next site that we're going to look at before we go back to the videos are the right here. Let me close this one that we just looked at.
Hey, Dre. Dre,
go.
Hold on
yes,
one
sir.
second.
Hey, there she is. There she is.
So
let me give you guys a solo.
Just to let you guys know, it can happen.
Let me give you guys a solo.
All right.
Hello.
She's very soft spoken, so
I know.
Oh, you
man.
don't have the link? Hold on, man. I'm gonna drop the link in my chat as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, you guys stay consistent in what you're looking for and the type of woman you're looking for, and it can happen.
My hair used to be that long. My hair used to be long. Luxurious,
all right, back in the 80s. Yeah, back in the 80s, we all had those Jerry curls, right?
Right.
We had the Jerry curls back in the 80s now. You know, so yeah, I'm gonna drop the link right now for you. Passport Blueprint. He's worked in the Middle East and Israel and other places like that. So he has a world of experience when it comes to this.
Oh, that's great.
Link to come up. Real time experience, boots on the ground, in some hairy situations, and was a government contractor. Aside for having prior military too, but.
Hey, salute to you, Ronan. Hey, round of applause for that.
All I'm saying is y'all can sit around and be scared if you want to, or y'all can get up out of here.
Yeah,
you know,
man,
and go find you somebody that falls in line with your ideas of what you want out of life when it comes to a relationship. So,
hey, man, I like what I see. My girl and your girl, they could be homies. Shit, got a fucking squad. That shit. Hey. Salute to you, man. It takes
like I said, I was getting teased for almost 6 months, 8 months to a year. Oh, you got an AI girlfriend, this, that, and the other thing, and it's all good. It's all fun. It's the internet. Ain't nobody really knowing what's really going on in life. And if you take internet serious like this, y'all need to get off the internet and go touch some ground and go outside.
Yeah, man. Touch some grass, man. Get some vitamin D, because you could tell it's eating up a lot of dudes inside, man. Especially when they looking at other people with traveling, doing shit. They be like, fuck, but you could do it too. Like I told you, Ronan, like back when I was packing up, I was like, look, I don't watch so many other guys. It's my turn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
that's what I was talking about with me and you earlier, as far as how we vetted our women before. And we had another brother that was going to be coming on, Style King. And he had noticed that, he's out there doing it. He's in Paraguay, been to Colombia, back and forth to Lima, Peru, and just hasn't found that right girl yet, where we kind of vetted the women we were interested in before we left.
Yeah.
And it's either working out and coming to fruition, or it's not. You know what I mean? And I told her while I was going through my acclimation phase, while I was sitting in BGC, I'm like, 30 days. If things ain't working out, I can hop on a plane. No harm, no foul. There's plenty of places to move around on this planet.
Oh yeah, man. Like I didn't know, like I had my Airbnb. I paid up front for like 1 month, and you meet somebody over the phone and stuff like that. You never know how the connection gonna be when you meet them in person. But I had a good vibe. I know how to vet and stuff like that, and it worked out. But you can't be living in fantasy land. Like a lot of guys had these dreams, like, yeah, man, this girl love me, and they messing with a darn street worker and all that stuff. But I don't even want to go down that road. But a lot of people are living in fantasy land. Not us, not you or Fearless, anybody like that. But you see these other dudes on these other platforms, and you could tell they never had anything back home in America. Like they ain't never been touched, kissed. They missing a lot of stuff, man, and it's unfortunate. And I don't recommend nobody to get a passport or take a vacation just to fill that void either, man. Like it's something you gotta like take care internally deep down before you ever decide to try to live a life like this.
Right.
Because you're gonna come out here and it's gonna blow your mind. You coming from a place where you ain't got shit and you got a plethora of so many options, and it's just gonna be crazy.
All right, I went ahead and opened up the panel for a little bit. Normally we wouldn't push it past 2 hours, but I'm gonna go ahead and open it up for a little while. I think Joseph wanted to come up and chop it up with you for a little bit. Racket. Mic check.
Mic check.
All right, let's go.
Hey, what's up, Racket? That smile on your face, man, is bringing back memories. I just came back from Bahia. I say just came back, but I guess it's been 3 months. So January 30th. So basically the beginning of February. And I had withdrawals, man. I felt like a crack fiend. I was scratching, itching, punching walls, angry at guys. Like, why did I have to come back here? I mean, you hear stories about it, listening to uh, people talking about crying on the airplane. I'm like, man, y'all just being dramatic. So you get on the plane, you go there for just, even for me in my case, it was just 2 weeks. And not because I just had already had the plane ticket. I didn't expect to like it that much, but not like it, fell in love with it. And I was like, man, what is this place? It's like something out of when people play that game. It reminds me of Grand Theft Auto Vice City in a way, but like the real authentic. It's like, and I've been to Florida, and it's like okay, that's interesting, but the real Vice City is,
Yeah. Vice City, one of my favorite games.
man, it's just like that, real old school. The cars that they drive around is pretty old school, and it's like the vibe, the people, the energy. So just seeing you like that, it's just like it reminds me of just 4 months ago, and I'm 3 months ago, whatever. And I'm like, man, there's a guy in the chat. He said that he's looking to go, and he for me, it was not trying to figure out how to move there because he doesn't know what to expect. He may or may not even like the country. So I had to go up and just figure out how to make the money, scrap together some coins. Almost got frostbit trying to make the money in the freezing winters here in Detroit. Just
Are you
to
from the
get every
Midwest?
little thing. I ain't, is that yeah, that is the Midwest. Yep, I'm in
Oh yeah,
Detroit.
I'm from Ohio, man. That's what's up.
Yeah, man, it's down. It was cold, bro. I was determined. I was determined. I ended up getting like borderline frostbite in one of my fingers, one of my toes. I did whatever I had to do in order to scrap together enough cash for the plane tickets and make sure I had enough money to be there. Because the trick is that it's never going to be a perfect time to go. It's never
Yeah.
going to be like this is the perfect time for me to leave to get there. There's always going to be something. You got the money to go, you're going to have some sort of fear, but I don't know the language. But what about this? What about that? It's so new to me. And if you don't have the money, then it's going to be that's going to be an excuse. Oh well, I don't have the money. I can't go. I'm gonna push it out 2 or 3 years ahead. So you just got to make that move and just do it for just 2 or 3 weeks, and then decide from there if he's going to like it or not. And from that, he'll be inspired to want to figure out a way to make the money and have the resources to get there. Because what you're doing is you say you're 4 years old.
I'm 38. I'll be 39 in August, but I'm up there. I might as well be 40.
No,
Yeah,
don't take those 2 years until you actually you get
Yeah,
there.
I know. I'm just like,
Yeah, don't take them 2 years, bro. Take it from somebody that's older.
how are
Wait,
you able to be there full time at
I'm
this?
sorry. I
When
could
you
barely.
say,
Can you speak a little louder? My bad.
I said, how was you able to? How were you able to be in the city that you're in full time, and when did you go full time?
So this, look, I ain't gonna lie, man. I kind of downgraded my job because like I was a tennis instructor in the United States. You know, I was charging $75 an hour. Teaching tennis, but man, I picked up a sales job, a remote sales job that paid a lot less. But since I knew I was going to a country where I didn't need that much money, allowed me to work remotely, and that's what got me here, man. There's always like a sales job hiring, and like Rona, he does sales as well, but like you could do a job like where you set up appointments or you like closing, called SDR. You could do that. BDR, business development rep. There's like all type of stuff, but I saved up some money. I sold my car. I got laser focused. Like I decided, like, yo, ain't no turning back. And in the meantime, like while I'm working, I'm also learning new trades. So I'm learning coding. I'm learning cybersecurity. Jobs that allow me to continue to live this type of lifestyle. The only reason I got to go back home is like to get equipment or anything like that. But yeah, man, like I didn't want to do sales. Like, I like teaching tennis, but if it's gonna allow me to live in Brazil, man, I'll do it. That's how bad it was.
Did you feel like it was worth it?
Definitely worth it. I'm still, you see me, I'm out, I love it, bro. My girlfriend's in my room right now, but it's like more, she ain't a morning person like that. But if you go on my channel, we was live last night, man. Everything is cool here. Valentine's Day is next week. We still strong. I've been out here since January, and I'm not homesick or anything like that, bro. I love it.
So when you first, so this was your first time going there before you made the
First time
move,
in
or did you?
Salvador. I've been in Rio. I went there 2 years ago in Rio.
Oh, okay, so you've been before you made the decision to go to Brazil.
Yeah. Like the reason I went to Rio first, and when I was there, like everybody thought I was from Bahia because of my vibe, you know, I had dreadlocks when I was in Rio and stuff like that. So they thought I was from here. And I dated a girl when I was in Rio, and she was from Bahia. So I'm like, damn, I got a connection with these Baianas, man. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, next time I go to Brazil, I'm gonna go there. You know, and dude, I think it's a reason why a lot of people don't show this on YouTube because it's like a hidden gem. Because this place
Yeah,
is so beautiful, and you know, like some of the other guys I see make content. You know, they haven't really like showed a whole lot of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a side that's like rich area, and there's like a poor side. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I seen a lot of stuff I didn't see before. You know, a lot of guys just talk. I'm not a big fan of guys just be on the beach talking. You know, I want to see something. You know, and being here opened up my eyes. I know you done been to Bahia. You know how beautiful it is, man. I mean, and it's a lot of culture. You know, this is a place where most of the slaves were brought in. You know, from Africa. Here, Cartagena. You know, Cartagena, Colombia, places like that. You know, this is like a major port, you know, for slaves. And there's a lot of history to this place, and a lot of spirituality, you know, a lot of the music. You know, Michael Jackson filmed music videos here, man. It's a lot more than just beautiful women. You know what I'm saying? So I
it's
love it.
crazy. You're saying the beautiful woman is, and it may not sound like that to a man who's going there to see beautiful women, but that's going to be like a bonus. It's going to be like, oh, there's beautiful women, whereas everything else around it is like exceedingly beautiful in every way. Just the people, the spirit, even the police officers was acting like my tour guide. Like, hey, what? Trying to talk to me. I mean, I don't speak Portuguese, and I didn't know what was going on. But using the Google Translator, he's trying to help me get around. He see me with my suitcase in my hand. I am a little lost, but just going off of memory. Like, okay, I remember my place was here. Police officer came over and just jolly big old black fella, and he's like, "Hey, you da 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 da." Like, what? Google Translate. Where are you trying to go? Let me help you out. And he showed me how to get me back to my place, and he didn't have to do all of that. But he was walking
Yeah,
around with a big smile on his face, like he's just like walking around and chilling, and it's Bahia. Yeah, I don't think I would want to talk about that me personally because I don't want it to get kind of like saturated. But then again, you do have to know Portuguese. So my next question to you
yeah.
is,
I wouldn't
do you know?
recommend you come here without learning Portuguese. This ain't the place. Like Rio, somewhere like Rio, Sao Paulo would be a better option. But here, nigga, you ain't
Nah,
meeting nobody. Only people that speak English are like rich people. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't gonna meet them because they working. You know, if you on vacation, you ain't gonna meet those type of people. You know,
you're right.
somebody at the beach. I mean, you ain't meet nobody really. Good
Nope.
luck.
Well, they'll try to, I made it work with Google Translate, but what I found, yeah, I just don't recommend any. I only went there. Listen, every man is inspired by beautiful women. The woman in the picture, she's from Bahia. She's my tour guide. And
I've
she,
seen her
she,
in other people's videos. Like she
um,
speak good English. I think that's the girl I'm
she's
thinking about.
incredible English. The video you're probably speaking of is that he's a big, dark-skinned guy, kind of short.
Billy Dom.
Yeah, yeah, he was the one that promoted her.
Yeah,
He hooked
yeah,
her up.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, man, I don't know, man. I don't. I was skeptical all the way up until the point where I decided I was like, man, I'm sending money to this woman. I don't know. Yeah, she looks beautiful, but a lot of women use their beauty to rope men in and scam and all that shit. So I was aware of that. But you know what? I said, you know what? I feel like this might be a good decision. And I just went for it. And all the way up until the end, I said, you know what? I done sent her this money. Let's see if she show up. I was prepared to just basically give myself my own tour. So I said, she could run away with it. I mean, I can't really catch her if she does. So she shows up, and I was actually surprised. I was like, okay, so you're not a scam.
Mm-hmm.
This woman is gorgeous. And I saw a beautiful woman before I even saw her. I was like, dang. The moment you get off the plane, you see them greeting you. Hi, welcome to Brazil. It's
Like,
like,
did
what
you
you
hear that
from here?
exhale? You said the moment you get off the plane. Hmm.
The moment you
Yeah,
get off the
it's left and right, man.
it's insane, bro. It's like you thinking they're models. Like women like that work at the airport, you would see them as models here in America. And you would say, well, what are you doing working here? But then when you get away from the airport, you realize there are more beautiful women than the ones you saw coming off the plane. It's
Yeah,
like, oh, so they're actually on the lower totem pole of beauty, attractiveness, and they're so humble. They don't have this arrogance about themselves. They'll approach you, they'll talk to you, they don't have that sort of like I'm above you type of attitude, or you have to be a certain standard, you have to make a certain amount of money. So it's man, but I don't recommend people go where I went. I went because that's where she just happened to be. If the tour guide was in Timbuktu, I probably would have went just because. Hey man, tour guide, she's gorgeous. Why not? And so yeah, probably Rio would be my next stop. If you had a
Hey,
choice
Yosef,
between
hold
Rio
on
and
one
now,
second. Let me get Buck in here real quick because I see that he's walking somewhere. I don't know. I don't want him to lose the signal. But
Salute,
did you
salute,
have a
salute,
comment? Yeah.
salute to the panel, man. I'm currently in South America, also outside of the country. Man, y'all been hitting right on the nail, man. Hey, bro, in the States, I gotta really watch what I eat. Because if I eat like a fast food and all that, I will just crash and just go to sleep quick, right?
Mhm.
Bro, here, I'm literally eating everything. I'm eating cakes, eating, breads, which I usually avoid in the States, and I don't even crash. That's the thing. It's like I'm eating all these fruits and then I'm also walking out a lot. And, it's like I just don't, when I eat lunch, I feel energized instead of how in the States when you eat lunch, oh you wanna go to sleep, you feel sluggish. Here,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of gives me more energy. And the thing is, I've been eating a lot over here. You know what? The crazy thing is, I lost weight. Because I'm walking a lot also,
Yeah.
but I'm also eating more. But the food, the quality of food I'm eating is on the healthier side. I don't know if you guys are aware of Colombian food, but Colombian food, it doesn't have the taste and the spices to it. But one thing it is that it's very healthy for them. They prefer it because it's very healthy for them. And it's like, yo, yeah, bro, that's one of the things I noticed. Also, man, in the States, man, bro, you can be in the wrong, like somebody can be mean mugging you out of nowhere. It's just always that constant shit. Here, bro, man, people are just minding their own business, doing their own thing. They're friendly. Nobody's gonna confront you with any shit. Like the place I'm in Colombia, and I don't want to, gatekeep or anything, but I'm outside those three big cities outside Colombia that people go to. So it's like I'm barely seeing any tourists over here, bro. Like literally, last night one of the clubs I was at, it was some it was some wild thing. I mean, you can still do your fun over here, but here's the thing over here: if you're looking for quality relationships and all that, I think you have to go outside the big cities to find those, man. Because the women is not the icing on the cake. You know, the women. I'm sorry, the women is the icing on the cake. But guys, look at all factors. Look at the quality of the food, quality of the life, how the people are over there. You know, obviously the women is the icing on the cake, but it should not be the focus. You should always put yourself first. Go there with an open mind, and yeah, yeah, man. I'm enjoying the time off over here, bro, because it's like it's nice, man.
Hey,
the
Ronan,
woman
can you hear
who
how Buck sounds a lot more relaxed right now? He sound like a whole new man right now. Now he in Colombia.
Yeah, I be hearing Buck on some channels. He be sounding stressed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that nigga like a whole new man.
yeah, yeah. It's,
the
it's, it's
woman
that's the matrix for you,
woman
bro.
brought a man to the place, and
That's
then
the matrix. The matrix will do that to you, man. So it's like constantly with deadlines, work deadlines. You constantly busy.
But here's the thing:
And
Buck is walking and he ain't breathing heavy. He ain't doing none of that.
Yeah, like he sound like a whole new man.
yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
all smooth and suave right now. Like, damn, Buck. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I see this Afro Latina chick right now. Holy shit! I'm trying to see if I can approach her at the mall,
He
man.
trying to catch up. Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
He trying to
I've
play
been,
catch up.
yeah. It's. I'm telling you, man, guys, man. The females outside the country, bro, they just on a whole different level, man. It's like, and when they reject you, it's like a polite reject. You know, even though I was still getting some numbers, but it's yo. I'm Yeah, the Matrix is Matrix, bro. The Matrix. I'm telling you guys. The police over here, man, they ain't even bothering me. You know, they wave at me sometimes. They nod their head at me. In the States, it's like, you gotta worry about, am I gonna get pulled over? You got that
Oh, yeah.
anxiety going over,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yep.
know, because some of them trying to, meet quotas, certain police departments. You know how it is, Racket Club. You from Columbus, so
Yeah,
you know how
bro. I used to be.
how CPD is. So, but yeah, man, it's cool out here, bro. Like, I'm just enjoying the time off from here, bro. It's like, because I actually I actually plan to explore like other cities, other parts of the world before I really make a home base outside of the U.S. Because right
Right.
now I'm kind of like expanding my options. Because later on in life I can be like, hey, these are the top three places that I can see myself living in. Here's the pros and cons, and narrow it down to one, like you did. Um, yeah. So
Hey, are you in Bucaramanga?
no, I'm not gonna make it the city because I'm gonna
This is
drop
it.
in the
I'm
chat.
keeping it
I'm a,
real.
hey, I'm gonna drop it in the chat for you. I'm gonna drop it in the private chat
Oh,
if you want.
oh yeah,
Oh,
thank you.
okay.
'Cause I had not considered going to Colombia. I just didn't have an interest initially. But because I've seen like I don't want to go to those what is it um El Pacua, that escort city that everyone talks about. Like that's what they go there for. Like I'm good. I think they had to shut that city down. So I'm like I don't want to go anywhere near that. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like Colombia was my first place outside the United States, but that was during the pandemic. When everybody was going viral. I used to watch Love Crossing Borders like religiously, dog. I was like, man, I gotta go to Colombia, and I don't
Ooh,
regret going to Colombia, man. I had an amazing time. Like I didn't do none of the Parquilleras type stuff. I
yeah,
had like
yeah.
an engineer
Yeah,
chick I was dating out there, and I mean, I don't regret it, but
yeah,
man, I never had a bad vacation. I could go to fucking Boise, Idaho, and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's something that I'm gonna enjoy about any place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have these super high expectations when I go places, and I enjoy it for what it is. And I definitely want to go back. I would love to go to Cartagena. One day. You know, but I like to go to many places in Colombia. And yeah, it's so much more to this world. But like Brazil is just like my home. You know what I'm saying? Like I really love it here, even though I'm still gonna travel to other places as well. But this is like this ain't something like I just randomly did.
Hey, real quick,
yeah.
snooze quick. I don't know you, and if you don't cam up, I'm not bringing you up on the panel. And we're gonna shut this down in about 45 minutes.
And
I mean,
are you
15
online?
minutes. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I was gonna say like most guys don't realize that Colombia is twice the size of Texas. It's literally, I don't know
Wow.
if you guys looked it up. It's twice the size of Texas, and most guys are only going to those three cities: Cartagena, Medellin, and Bogota. There's plenty of other cities that people can go to. But but they keep going back to the same places, and when they go to those cities, they go to the Parque Jarris, the clock tower. They
Mm-hmm.
don't even want to explore other parts of that city because there's
Yeah.
places in Medellin that where you're not gonna even see any tourists over there. You know?
Yep. Buck and what's that guy's name? Prince Harry and Meghan and his wife. They travel to Cartagena. You think they going to the clock tower? No, they doing some nice shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of like people with status are going to the same places, but they're not doing the weird shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Looks like he found the girl he
Okay.
was looking
Gracias.
for.
Okay. Yeah. Like I was saying, it's like a lot of there's a lot of guys just focus on those big three, man. The big three of Colombia because there's the other parts of Colombia. But definitely, man, like, just expand your options. Like I just, for me, like since I found out, like ever since I found out Colombia is twice the size of Texas, I also plan on visiting more cities in Colombia because this shit is big. You know, like I
Yeah,
want to
it's
visit
beautiful
more
too.
parts. And also, man, guys, don't come here thinking that, man, you're just because you come in with the U.S. dollars and think about you're richer than everybody, bro. There's some Colombians out here, bro, that have, man, they're like millionaires and billionaires, bro. They're like they even look
Hmm.
down on tourists, like, bro. I'm telling you, bro, it's like they're like the elites. So yeah, they got the poor people, but I'm just saying is like they also have the elites, you know. Most guys don't realize, like, and them at least they have the like for example here in Colombia, like when you see a person driving a BMW or a G wagon, they really own it because like it's cash. That's cash. In the
Hmm.
states, anybody can get a anybody can get a Mercedes Benz because you can finance that shit. Although them do people, I mean, when they finance that shit, they get it the worst deals at 10% interest rate. Here people outright when you see people driving nice cars, that's wealth indication. In the states, that's the opposite. It doesn't show anything.
Hmm. Because they're
Yeah, that's
Well,
paying
the
I mean,
cash.
biggest misconception, man. A lot of
I
people
would.
think. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I would say that's absolutely correct. Like I said, and we were talking about earlier with import taxes and everything else. If
Yeah.
most of these people have to pay for the car before they even ship it here,
Hmm.
and then they got to pay the import tax in order to get it here and actually drive it.
So
So
they're paying
yeah,
the
a lot of those people, when you see wealthy looking vehicles, those are paid for.
cash. Wow.
That ain't being financed.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Like Buck was saying, I think the biggest misconception is like you think a lot of guys think because they're American, they just gonna instantly have like all these like women just throwing themselves at us, and you gotta remember you're competing with the local guys, and like no homo, man, but you got guys in these countries that take care of themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
they
yeah.
they handsome, they be in the gym, they got the
Hmm.
bag, they got the status on
Yeah.
Instagram and all these social medias and all that. So you can't just be some 300-pound ugly motherfucker, what I mean, and just think you're gonna have a princess. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta put in some type of work. And you gotta be able to communicate. I mean, hell, you ain't gotta be fluent, but you gotta know how to say something else besides Quanta Cuesta, de Donde Eres. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know more than that. Like
Yeah.
you gotta have some type of substance, man.
Like, yeah, because like you gotta at least know the language, man. Because that Google Translate thing, it gets tiring, man. Like
Oh
that
yeah.
Google Translate shit. When you do that, bro, you're gonna get tired. The chick is gonna get tired. You're gonna get tired of translating that through Google Apps every time you pop in and pasting what she trying to say. And I'm
You
like,
mean
bro,
bonita
yeah, yeah,
mujer?
yeah, y'all should learn the language because if that Google Translate is not gonna work, you see what I'm saying? So it's like learn the language, first because it makes everything easier for you guys,
Well,
So
it does work. It just
You
takes
ain't
three
want to be
times.
having your phone now. You might get that shit snatched. You might be in the middle of a Google Translate and the dude on Moto just
yeah,
snatched your shit.
yeah,
Hmm.
facts. That's that shit quick, and you don't want to constantly just having the Google Translate or your phone out every time because these dudes, man, they slick as fuck. They looking everywhere. They constantly on the lookout, and when they see your phone out, they just taking that shit, bro. So
Well, I mean,
yeah,
a lot of the
but yeah,
content is a lot of the
but yeah,
content
man,
is
it's
catered
it's a vibe, man. Like I said, um it's definitely a vibe because I haven't been back over here since what is it? Just before the pandemic. Um, that's what is it? 5 years since 5 years. So I haven't been back because I was before the pandemic. I was coming to Colombia like I've been there like several times before the pandemic. This is my first time back, after 5 years. So but yeah, man, it's a quite different vibe, man. The experience is different. The people are friendly. The one thing I noticed is like, man, people are more patient with us, man. I know like especially if you don't speak the language, they were kind of patient with us. In the States, man, if somebody don't speak English, bro, nobody's gonna be patient with you, bro.
Hey,
Bro,
I was that
nobody's gonna
guy.
be.
I was that
Yeah,
impatient dude. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah, bro. People out here are patient with me. I'm like, ah, dang. If the opposite would happen in the States, like you wouldn't see that in the States like that, man. You know. So
Your conversation is going to be, if you're using Google Translate or you only know basic Spanish or in my case Portuguese, your conversation is going to be the experience is going to be 3 times as long. So it's going to be really drawn out, and you have to rely on them to kind of like piece together what your like even sign language, body language. So you have to rely
mhm.
on like really archaic, really primitive means of communication, and that takes a lot of energy and time on their end more so than it does yours because you rely on them basically for survival. It's a weird thing if you don't know the language
Yeah,
and you
yep,
just suddenly drop
yep.
into an airport just suddenly. You don't know. You just hear nothing related to you're listening for something a hint of English, but you can't find it. So now it's like, oh shit, I need to get on this flight, and I don't know where the flight is at. But I can say what I want to say in 1 minute, but here it's going to take me 10 minutes to do the same. So you have to make everything much more elongated in order to communicate properly. And you're right, they are incredibly patient, much more so. I agree with Racket. Even because I think we're just kind of spoiled in a way. We expect everyone, well, they need to learn our language here. And then we
Yeah,
get mad when we talk to someone. And then it makes,
yeah.
if we did it to them and we go over there and we realize, oh, they're doing it we're expecting almost for them to do that to us, but they don't. They do the opposite. They have a lot more patience, a lot more empathy. And it's like,
Hmm.
man, I need to take that
Yeah,
back with me and be more patient with people who can't speak my language. So they teach you a
yeah,
lot of things too. But then you're going there for something more than just women, for escorts and just so it's personal development, it's self growth. It's more
yeah.
than just that women aspect. Although the women are, to be fair, they are the draw. They are the ones that
Hmm.
draw us to the place. But then it's up to the man to want to expand from just those 3 cities, the one popular areas or whatever in Colombia, and say, okay, I'm just going to go there and want to expand and say, okay, pushing yourself. But I don't think a lot of men travel for that reason. They have this one track mind. I want the women, and I haven't had it in my life, or the quality of women, and that's what they're going for. And it's okay, I think, in the beginning. But I think the problem is that a lot of men are kind of like stuck in that phase. It's like elementary, and then it's like middle school is like expanding out your territory. You go into the countryside, it's kind of like the advanced level, and you do more bold, risky things. But I think a lot of men are just content in the beginner stages where it's just like the women, the women, the women. And so that's what they cater to a lot of the content.
Hey, fellas,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to cut it.
right.
Hey, fellas, I gotta cut this.
yeah, it's
I'm
like
so
12 o'clock, ain't it? Or one
it's
o'clock?
midnight
It's
here.
total
Yeah,
fun. Oh, yeah,
Hey, you got
yeah.
man,
that
rolling.
baddie over there. You better take care of your business,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Shit.
You better take care of that business, man. I'm
I,
about to take care of business in a few hours, so letting my chick to wait.
but I'm just
You
saying
know,
it's
how it is.
midnight.
You know how it
Yeah,
is in
it's
Racket Club.
midnight, so I just want to go
Yeah,
ahead and close it out. It's been a
it
great
was.
show. I
Oof.
appreciate you guys coming up, Racket Club. I appreciate you participating. I appreciate the panelists and
Man,
everybody that
appreciate you,
joined
man.
the show. Like and share the show. If you haven't joined Racket Club's YouTube channel, please go over and subscribe to Racket Club. He puts out some really good content from Brazil. Great relationship with him and his young girlfriend. And I really appreciate him spending some time with us and sharing his experience so far being in Brazil. But have a safe
Brother,
trip. Enjoy
do you
your
got the
time.
record
Go ahead.
color? Do you got your YouTube link? I don't.
It's I don't even know how to Ronan. I don't even know how to share my link on here because I'm on StreamYard. It's basically the same spelling.
Is your name?
Racket Club. My bad. Damn, I don't even know how to.
That's good enough.
See, I'm not that technical on here.
All right, let's see.
Uh,
Okay, cool. I got it.
yeah. Here, let me see if I can share it through my YouTube. Hold on.
I don't have a YouTube up, but
Yeah,
Here, I'm about to
yeah,
share it.
yeah. I'm about to drop down, guys, man. Rolling. Yeah, go ahead, do your thing, bro. So I think it's three of us in the panel that's outside the country. So just make that time. valuable, man. It was like that's why I haven't been on panels like the last couple last weeks, or So 'cause I'm trying to enjoy the time outside,
Yeah,
As
you
you
know,
enjoy it.
because
as you should.
yeah. So, all right, salute, guys, man.
Hey, salute to all y'all, man. Everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys that was watching on my channel, on Ronan's channel, Fearless's channel, man. Everybody have a blessed one. Salute.
All right, brothers. I'm shutting it down in 3, 2, 1. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.